Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another live stream with me, Peter, right here in Hua Hin, beautiful city, Hua Hin. Right, sometimes people ask me, why do you have such a long intro? Other YouTubers, when they do a live stream, they have a minute or 30 seconds. The reason I do, I think you know really, because I've mentioned it so many times before, the reason I do it is by the time the 3 minutes goes by, that's how long my intro is, I've got nearly 100 people in the stream. We've got 86 in now. Someone's just bopped out there, 80. It was 87. But anyway, thanks for joining me tonight. Now, I've got some bad news for you to start with. There isn't going to be a members live stream today for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not feeling up to it today. I'm on antibiotics. I've got some illness. It's nothing serious, but it's just draining me. And I feel really, really tired all the time. I feel okay now, but I don't think I can do 3 hours of live streaming tonight. So I'll try and keep this one going a bit longer. I'll see how it goes. I feel okay now. But like I said, I don't want to kind of like overdo it. And then tomorrow I'm absolutely shattered like I was today, this morning. And also I've got something to do very early in the morning. I've got to go into town. So I'm going to try and make this a good stream. And hopefully nobody will cancel their memberships because I've missed one member stream. Okay, guys, let's start saying hello to everyone. And I've got something important to tell you in a little while about a new feature coming on Thailand Bound. Right, first in tonight, Uncle Willie B, greetings from Beijing. Oh, let's put these up. I don't want to forget these. Everybody's always asking. There we go. Thai baht slightly up against every currency. The pound was 45 last week. It's 44.92 now. I know it's not much of a difference, but you change a few £1,000s, it makes a big difference. Right, back to these. First in, Uncle Willie B, greetings from Beijing. When was I in Beijing now? I think 1990. I remember when they opened the first McDonald's near Tiananmen Square. I think it was 1990. You can look it up. I was working in a hotel in very close to Tiananmen Square, actually. Crypto Chris, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you in every single stream for the last nearly 5 years, isn't it? I'm surprised you're not bored of me by now. Right, Mr. Trump, good evening, sir. Thank you. Mr. President, okay, you're saying, Chris is saying hello to you there. Right, what are you saying there? Uncle Willie B. T07, okay, we're talking in code now. Rio, good afternoon, everybody, from a windy Gothenburg. How are you doing, windy Gothenburg? Okay. Ricardo, hi, all number 5 on standby. Okay, good stuff. Vid, I'm going to call you Vid from now. Good afternoon from Europe. That's very cryptic there. Whereabouts in Europe are you, Vid? Brian, hi, Peter from a rainy Hong Kong. Great upload yesterday. Thank you. Which one, Brian? The one about the 20 things Thais find funny about us, or the stories? The guy in the first story got hammered on the comments yesterday. It's difficult for me because when I go through everybody's comments, I like to either answer them or at least heart them so they know at least I've taken the trouble to read the comment. But, you know, if a guy sent me in a story and I read it out and he gets really harsh comments, it's difficult because I don't want to heart that comment because the guy's going to, I've had it before where a guy said, look, I took the trouble to send you in my story and you're basically laughing at me. You know, he got absolutely hammered. The American Bridge, how you doing? Nice to see you in the stream. Good evening to Peter and everyone. Right, we've got a special guest in tonight and I'll tell you why. Let me just get rid of this. I think that's long enough. Okay, right. So you might have seen this funny message here that says, hi guys, the go-go guru is back. Well, this is Dave. In fact, he's got more experience in go-go bars than anybody else. Dave's a friend of mine. I've known him since, I think I first met him in Nana Plaza in 1996. Dave ran half the bars in Nana Plaza. He's one of the longest standing bar managers in Bangkok. Knew absolutely everybody. He used to be the Carousel Bar up on the 3rd floor. It's now Billboard. Worked there for a number of years. He's managed Angel Witch. He's managed a bunch more as well. So he's very, very experienced. Okay. He's come back to the UK. Unfortunately, he had a problem with his leg and I think his one leg had to be amputated, and he's okay and everything now. They're looking after him here, but he's going to start contributing towards the channel because if you like the Saturday morning stories, then you're going to love Dave's stories because, there he is right there. Dave, he was a world champion kickboxer. He's won tournaments, but he's got a lot of experience under his belt, and he's gonna provide us with stories. It'll be an extra feature. It'll be an extra playlist added to Thailand Bound. So, as you know, I've kind of moved away from the manga theme now. Okay, I still do I still read out people's stories on a Saturday morning, and a lot of that involves mongering and go-go bars, but I don't actively go out and film that sort of stuff like I did in Bangkok. I'm more kind of retirement orientated now. I try and help people out with information about retirement. And but I think this is going to be a really good feature because Dave knows first-hand stories about guys who have been rinsed, taken through the dryer. When you run go-go bars, you see this every day of the week. And so he's hooking up with me, and he's going to provide good stories. I'll put a special playlist up. He's moving house at the moment, so he's a little bit busy. But once he gets his feet on the ground and we get these stories coming in, and I'm going to do them as podcasts, not videos, so that I can get them up more quickly. Because when you put a video together, you have to make a thumbnail, a description. I've got to do all the background and cut it if I make a mistake. A podcast is a lot easier. You can just put your headphones in and walking your dog, whatever. For me, it's easy. I can just read out the story as a podcast, and you can listen to these stories whenever Dave sends them to me, and I can put them out as a podcast. Okay, so looking forward to that. We're calling him the Go-Go Guru. That's his name. Used to be formerly known as Dave the Rave. I actually gave him that name about 25 years ago. All right. So and also hi to Damon. Now, somebody asked me a while ago, they said, Peter, do you get any snakes in your garden? And I was like, well, so far, we've only had like 3 little baby snakes. We had one last week, which was, it was a bit longer. It was about 2 foot long. But Damon's got a house up in Buriram with his girlfriend. He spends half of his time here, half of his time there. And this is a picture that his girlfriend sent to me. Not to me. That sounded bad, didn't it? This is a picture that Damon's girlfriend sent to Damon. There were a couple of them, but that's what I don't know how big it was, but it looks pretty big to me. So, if you're going to live in Thailand, expect the unexpected, as they say. Nice to see you in the stream, Damon. And again, I'm surprised after all these years, you're still not bored of me. Harry, hi, Peter. Good luck with the stream today. Thank you, Harry. How do I pronounce that? Nice lady, okay, I'll just call you Torv. How's that? Be happy, Pat. Hello, everyone. Hope you're well. The new member here, the American, the Thai American, sorry. Good to see you in the stream. You're having a go at me earlier on. I nearly sent you a shitty message. He sent me a picture of 2 eggs in a frying pan, and because there was like a little slit in the white bit, and it looked like the eggs were talking, and he said, "This is you." Horrible man. I'm going to say hi to Luke over there. Only joking. I'm going to say hello. I've got a number of viewers over on Facebook as well, because this broadcasts out to YouTube and Facebook. I used to broadcast out to Kick as well, but I can't control the troll comments on there. So I can on Facebook and here. So, hi, Luke. How you doing? What are you saying now? Oh, there you go. Okay. Paul Hoskins, hope you get better soon. Thank you, Paul. Nothing that's going to kill me, but it's like, when sometimes you get, you don't know what it is. You just feel really run down, and that's how I feel like today. I couldn't. I was supposed to go to the gym today. I couldn't go. I tried to sleep, but it's, one of those. You get one of those days where you're tired. You feel like you want to sleep, and you lay down on the couch or the bed, and you're nearly dropping off, but you just can't drop off. I had one of those days today, so I've not been out of the house. I've had no exercise. I had 2 fairly big meals today, so I feel kind of lethargic now. And, as I say, unfortunately, I won't be able to do the 3 hours through the members stream tonight. So I'll try and make this one a good one. Ty Billy Boy, how you doing? Nice to see you. Ryan, okay. Hello, 164 until I hit Thailand after Vietnam. Okay. I've never been to Vietnam. I hear mixed reviews about it. Martin Ryder, who comes in here, he's a big fan of Vietnam. Some people tell me, Vietnam's really good. The visa system's easy. It's cheap, and everything's great. And other people say it's just not a patch on Thailand. I'm going to have to go there one day. I've decided, I'm going to start going to Bangkok more and more now because we're all settled in here now. I've been here 8 months. I've only been up to Bangkok once and only went up there for 2 nights to meet a friend of mine. And there's no reason why I can't go up there for, she's got the dog here. She's in love with the dog. It's like a little baby, right? And she's fine. We trust each other. There's no problem there. So I think I'm going to start going to Bangkok. I'll take the bus up there. I don't want to drive into Bangkok, but I'm going to start going up there. Quite a few from Facebook in tonight. So Robert, how you doing? Robert, hello from Florida. Yeah. The bloke, 11 likes, 78 watching. Okay. I agree with that. Some people, what it is, I think some people listen. It's on the, maybe they're driving and they're listening. They can't actually do a thumbs up. It's not because they don't want to, or they don't like me or something. I said, wouldn't be in the stream, would they? They'd, like a comment I'd seen last week where on Irish Times when he interviewed me and someone said, can't stand the bloke talking about me. Love you too. Julian, how you doing? You're looking good and healthy, Peter, as Thai life seems to be doing you well. Thank you, Julian. Somebody said something to me the other day, and I think it makes sense. When in this environment where I live, it's nice and quiet. I've got a nice house, or she's got a nice house. But, I go out in the garden, just sit down, and it's just very relaxing. And I remember being in the UK, I was always stressed out about something. Either I was driving, I was stressed out about the traffic, or I was stressed out because I was arguing with my wife or the kids, or I was stressed out because I forgot to get something from the super. Always stressed out, That's why I got white hair now, I think. And I don't feel stressed out here. Life's just so much calmer, It's like I wake up and it's like, what should I do today? I'll go back to sleep. No, only joking. No, I'll wake up and I'll go and have a nice couple of mugs of tea on the coffee table there, go through my comments and see what my numbers are doing. And then I'll decide, shall I go out and make a video, or shall I, whatever I do. And then I plan to do something in the afternoon, normally go and have a couple of beers at 6 o'clock, maybe go to the Klansman, a local watering hole, or Lunar Market, or Bank on Poor in town, come back about 8:30, have a shower, put a movie on. And yeah, it's very relaxing. I'm a bit boring now. When I was younger, I was out every night. Ronald's greetings from Coram Beach. That's Coram Beach. That's Phuket, isn't it? I think. Steve, how you doing? Steve, come in. Explains why you were a bit loud this morning. Hope you're feeling better soon. Was I a bit loud? A bit loud where? Oh, I'll tell you what it was. You mean on Facebook, right? On that little video I made. I get loads of stick on Facebook. Absolutely loads. I don't answer them back anymore now. How do I pronounce that? Poozy, hi from Chatham. I was in Chatham last week. I filmed along the beach. I film all my own backgrounds for the stories, and I went to the Chatham viewpoint and had a walk around there. Very, very nice beach. I couldn't live there. It's a bit quiet for me. Hua Hin's got everything. It's a nice place to visit, but I couldn't live there. Michael Max, hi Peter, great chat. Does Hua Hin have different types of areas, e.g. very touristy, expats area, etc.? How would you describe your neighborhood? So I'm actually in a Thai village, 8 miles west of the Hilton Hotel, which is right in the middle of Hua Hin, okay? Hua Hin has got a lot of entertainment, a lot of bars. There's no go-go bars, but there's lots of areas of bars, girly bars, There's lots of restaurants. There's lots of Western themed pubs, not lots, but there's some, like Scruffy Murphy's Irish Pub, Father Ted's. You've got 4 or 5 decent Indian restaurants, if that's your thing. There's a couple of good shopping malls. You've got Big C, you've got Lotus. There's plenty to do here, but it's nice living out of town. It takes me 20 minutes to get into town on my scooter. And then, I live in a village, quiet village, and all my neighbors are Thai. There's only one of the Farang in the street, and he's a Russian. But he's a nice guy, always waves to me. Okay. Arnie, is it? Hello from Kao Takab. I always can't pronounce the last bit. But yeah, hi over there on Facebook. Karina, a lot coming in on Facebook tonight. Hello from the Netherlands, Amsterdam. How you doing, Karina? Hope you're well. Vid. Oh, you're in France, are you? Okay. I worked in France for a while, very short time in the 80s. It was a hotel called the Grey d'Albion Hotel, and it was right on, it was in Cannes. That's how I learned to pronounce Cannes, because I used to be like everyone else. I used to pronounce it Cannes. But the French will tell you off and say, no, it's Cannes. It was very expensive. I wanted to go to a nightclub, and back then it was $15 to get in a nightclub. I couldn't do it, Paul, hi Peter. Just back on France, what I used to enjoy, because it's a lot warmer than England. I used to enjoy kind of like 6, 7 o'clock sitting outside the cafes, how they do in Europe, and having a small beer. That was quite enjoyable. Paul, hi Peter. 4 weeks until I'm back in the land of smiles. Looking forward to it. Have a great stream and get well soon. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. How do I pronounce that? Tom, is it? Hi Peter. Hope you're well from Oxfordshire. I used to really like Oxfordshire. Well, it's nice, isn't it? I used to watch Morse. Do you remember Morse? I was a big fan of John Thaw, the actor John Thaw. When he was in the Sweeney, he was in the, I can't even remember what the name of his show was. It was based in Oxford. And he drove that, was that Mark I Jaguar, the kind of red maroony one. But I used to like watching, I got to know Oxford through that program. What was it called? Was it called Morse? That was it, Morse. I didn't like it when his assistant took over. Do you remember in the original series, his assistant? I can't remember his name, but then John Thaw was out of it and he played the main role. It wasn't quite the same for me. Andrew, how you doing? Greetings from Sunshine International Retirement Residence in Thailand. Okay, that's a name and a half. Hello, Peter from Central Plains of Thailand, Lusty 444. It's always good to get people in from Thailand. I always thought when I did live streams from the UK, I always thought that people would watch my live streams because we couldn't go back to Thailand. It was COVID, right? I was really surprised that when I started doing streams here, that people actually watch from Thailand. Some people, I even get guys in Pattaya watch. You know, maybe they're having an off night. So over 200 in now. So if you just joined us, welcome. Nice to see a lot of folks in from Facebook as well. Okay. I'll put that up for you, Andrew. Not really advertising, are you? But there you go. Don't say I don't do you any favors. Right. Julian, what's the name of the beach behind you, Peter? I don't know. I don't even know if it's in Hua Hin. It's just a green screen. I have a green screen. If I didn't have a green screen, you'd be looking at a white wall. It's just a very pleasant image, I thought. I don't like to use the same image every week. You know, I've watched some streamers, they put a picture up and it's the same picture for a year, you know, totally boring. Michael, hi from Phuket. How you doing? Lusty, I don't know, do I put these up on screen long enough? Because I try to put as many on screen as I can, but somebody told me once they only stay on for a second, not long enough to read them. Lusty, the exchange rate is the best it's been for a few years. If you're paid in UK pounds, yeah, it's not bad at the moment. I had it up a minute ago. I'll put it up again just in case anybody's just joined us. 44.92 for the pound, US dollar 33. I had an American mate here. I remember him moaning a few months ago because it was only about 30. You know, I remember, I keep saying this over and over because it was a shock. But I remember when I was here probably 8 years ago with my wife, and we were getting 38 baht to the pound. It was, you know, it was dreadful. Okay. Jim, how you doing? Thanks for all the oh, that's the wrong one. There we are. Jim, thanks for all the videos that you send in. I mean, I do watch them all. I don't always respond to them, you know, like you feel if somebody sends you a TikTok video or an Instagram video, you feel like you have to respond, but a lot of the time videos don't need a response, do they? So if I've got something to say, if somebody sends me a TikTok video, I'll respond if I think it's a question there or something needs to be, somebody wants my opinion. But if they just send me a video, I can look at it, enjoy it, and I don't need to respond. Let me just say thank you to Dave for first super chat of the night. It's probably going to be the only super chat of the night. Thanks, Dave, mate. I'll have a couple of pints on you tomorrow, okay? And looking forward to the stories. All right. Okay. Now I've lost my place now. Always happens. Let's start with Cliff. I think it's Cliff. Hi, Peter. I grew up in Thailand from 1956 to 1974. Back for a visit, how things have changed. I'd love to have gone and visited Pattaya in the 70s, you know, around 71, 72, because I've seen a few old videos. I think we've all watched the same videos because people had to carry cine cameras with them, didn't they? They didn't have phones with cameras on them back then. They didn't even have mobile phones. But if I had to pick an era, I don't think the 60s, because that's a bit too early. I'd love to have come back around, getting a time machine and say, right, take me to 1972. Great film, The Time Machine. The first one, not the second one. The one with Rod Steiger in it. Watched it about 6 times, if you know the film I'm talking about. They did a remake of it, but it wasn't nothing like the original one. Amazing, isn't it? We're talking about you being in Thailand from 1956, and we got onto The Time Machine. Chris Bellmain, hi Peter, loving your content, nearly retired and thinking of settling down in northern Thailand. Okay, why northern Thailand, Chris? I'm not saying you should settle in a place like Pattaya, or you know, it might be a bit too much for you, but I would have thought you'd like to retire in a nice beach location, you know. Carl Davis, hi Peter, hope all is good. It's very good, thank you, Carl. Thai Billy Boy, I've been to Vietnam a few times, much prefer it there. Okay, that's your preference, isn't it? People have told me the same, but the other people have told me that they prefer Thailand. People told me that people in Vietnam are quite hard, like the Chinese. Is that true or not? Chris, take the train, Peter. Has the high-speed service started yet? Not yet, Chris. I did a video. I think you know I took the train from Bangkok to Hua Hin. Quick tip: if you take the train from Bangkok to Hua Hin, take the 4 o'clock one and the 4:15 one. They're the best two to get. And the 4:15 one is a newer train. The high-speed train hasn't started yet. Did I say hi to you, D and Isaan? Always nice to see you in the stream. Well, how do you call it? How's your name? Enroll, is it? Hi, how you doing? Carl Davis, how you doing? Peter Peters, is it? Hey, Peter, will it be this year they changed the 60-day extension visa to 30 days? Yeah, well, they're just waiting for it to go. We're just waiting for it to go into the Royal Gazette. They haven't actually given a date, but it's definitely going to happen because I've had a meeting on it, and a lot of people abuse the 60 days, so they are changing it back to 30 days. It's definitely coming, but nobody knows the exact date. If you come here and you're saying longer than 30 days, it isn't really an issue because you can get that 30 days extended. Ryan, hi from Prambury. I love Prambury. I was there. Oh, I had a bit of bad luck. I was there 2 weeks ago. I went on my motorbike and I actually made a video about Prambury, and it's done very low numbers. It's a beautiful beach, Prambury, a beautiful beach town. And I thought I'll go over there and I'll do a proper video, not a background video. I'll do a proper one, and I explained about not the town, the actual beach area, and I rode along the seafront and I showed different areas. I went right to the end where the big rock is, and I walked onto the beach, showed it. So I think it's had 3,000 viewers. I was very disappointed. But I went there on Sunday, me and Saul, my girlfriend, we went there on Sunday. We took Binto, so we took the car, and where that big rock is, we had a meal. She got some king prawns and a little bit of rice. We shared that. Just come to the end of it. Luckily, it was undercover, and the skies opened up. It was torrential. So we got in the car and came home. Thank you to Damon, been a member for 62 months. When you're a member for 62 months, it goes green. When I said that all wrong, when YouTube just decide, okay, this guy's been a member for this long, every now and again you get a green one. Not bored of you yet, Peter. We're been friends for years now. Yes, the snake was a biggie, about 6 foot long. Yeah, we're lucky we haven't had any, Damien, not big ones anyway. I did say to you that, I put into AI if a big snake comes in the garden, because, I don't want to go out there and it's wrapping itself around Binto. He wants to swallow him because you get really big snakes here. I've seen them. I've seen one in Bangkok. It was huge. And I think I've mentioned this before. What it said, if you've got a hose pipe, don't get closer than 4 yards or meters. Can't remember. It says, and put it on a jet and spray it into its face, because it doesn't want conflict. It doesn't want to attack you. It'll only attack you if it feels threatened. So if you spray water in its face, its natural instinct will be to get out of there as quick as it can. Lusty, I don't own a dog. I'm with Bangkok Pat, being crazy cat lover. I remember I was doing a video. With Bangkok Pat. I've done a few with him in the past, and we were filming in Pat Pong in the afternoon. And he's got a dry sense of humour, Pat has. And he was on. We came in from where? Do you remember where all the bag shop used to be? So you got Pat Pong 1, and there was a little alleyway to the right of it. If you're looking in from Ceylon Road, and you'd walk in, and there was all bags. That's gone now. That's a cafe, like a Thai restaurant there. A noodle shop, something like that. And you walk in, you walk around, and you've got the supermarket there. And I was on that side of the road, and Bangkok Pat was here, and he was stroking a cat, and he looks over to me and says, "Hey, there is pussy here in the afternoon." That's typical Bangkok Pat. Right. Thank you. Who's giving me this now? Hang on. Pravel, thank you, mate. Very generous of you as always. Nice to see you in the stream as well, by the way. Right. Okay. I better whiz through this because I'm going to get way behind, aren't I? Okay, where did we leave off? Ronald, Richard first. Richard, hi Peter. Great review of those 4 Hua Hin foot night markets. Worth a watch, lads. Yeah, I mean, like I've said plenty of times, sometimes you put a lot of effort into a certain video and it doesn't do very well. And other times I make a simple video and it does really well. And I went out and I filmed 4 of the best night markets here in Hua Hin. And when I say night markets, they have live music, they have food stalls, they have dancing girls in one of them. And they are the 4 best ones on price, on location, on choice of food. I picked the 4 best ones, and I've went around and spent a whole night sweating, on my bike going from one to the other. I had to put a lot of music over the top because the band music's copyrighted, and I didn't want to do all that work just for YouTube to take the video down. And I'm wondering how that'll do. I hope it does well, but you never know. Give you an example. What was a video I did last week that's I can't remember which one it was now. I thought it was going to do well and it didn't do well. Oh, the Prambury video. So, I spent the whole day over at Prambury filming and editing and everything, and it didn't do hardly anything. I did one called, I think it's called something like 20 things Thai people find humorous that we foreigners do. And I just did it on a rainy afternoon on a green screen like this, and it's done up over 11,000 viewings now. So you never know. I hope that video, when I release it to everybody on, what day are we today? Sunday. On Tuesday, it'll go out to everybody. I hope it's well received, because it is. If you do come to Hua Hin at some point, they're very good markets, because there's lots of markets here, and some of them are not that great. Ronald, I enjoyed the background video. Yesterday's video showing the market and shops. Yeah, that was the railway market, that one. That's not one of the markets that I went to film. But yeah, I wanted to go up to the new railway station, because I've come out of a train there, obviously, but they wouldn't let me go up. I don't know why. I tried to bluff. I said to the lady sitting at a table, and very nice, I said, oh, I'm going to meet a friend. And they said, she said, there's no train coming in until 7 o'clock. I was like, oh, fair enough then. Right. Okay. Go Guru, you said once he gets his feet on the ground, I wish I could, but I can only have one leg. Okay, pun there. Right, Carl. Hi, Peter. Hope you're having a great weekend. Pretty good, Carl. Pretty good, but I feel a bit lethargic today. If you've just come into the stream a bit late, I'm a little bit ill at the moment. My body's run down. I'm on antibiotics, just general antibiotics, because I don't know. I've got something like I've got flu-like symptoms, or cold-like symptoms. It takes me all till lunchtime to really wake up, and even then I want to sleep again. So there won't be a members stream tonight, unfortunately. I hope you'll forgive me and not cancel your membership, but I'll try and keep this one going as long as I can. If I feel okay, it's better for me to just keep going a bit longer than to, stop and then I feel really tired and I just can't. I don't want to do a lousy members stream, right? I'd rather be fit again next time and do it properly. Okay. Right, Chris. Hi, Peter. Loving your content. Nearly retired and thinking of settling down. Oh, I've read that, haven't I? Carl, how you doing? Thank you. Thai Billy Boy. I have been to Vietnam a few times. Much prefer it there. Okay, have I read these? I think I have. Let me go. Yeah, I have read all these. Right, hang on. Let me find where I am. Okay, Michael Stoll, you should do a news channel. I don't think I could compete with Tim Newton and Pattaya News and all the rest of it, because they do it daily, don't they? I think what Tim Newton does, because they'll feed off all each other's news channels, don't they? I think what Tim does, he gets up very, very early in the morning, so that means he sleeps in. I'm just assuming. I don't know. I've actually interviewed Tim Newton. I did about 3 years ago on Thailand Bound. We did an online interview, and I think what he does, he gets up real early, checks all the stories, and he's probably got, like me, saves a load of news channels and just goes through all the stories, and anything that will be interesting to his audience, he just highlights them, prepares them, and then does the video maybe 9-10 in the morning, then puts it out, and he does that every day, doesn't he? I used to do a news video every Wednesday during COVID, but I only had time to do it once a week, and the problem with that is if you only do it once a week, you get the people complaining and say, oh, this is old news, I'm not watching you anymore. Max, hey, Peter, finally made it to your live stream. Do you have had any experience with wedding organizers having huge markups on flower decorations? I don't know. Do you mean here or where you are? In Thailand, no, I don't know anything about the wedding. I don't know anything about the wedding business here. I've never been to, I don't think I've ever been to a Thai. I've been to a Thai funeral, but I haven't been to a Thai wedding. I don't know anything about costs or anything. Sorry. Michael Stoll, happy with the roof insulation? Oh, Michael, what a game changer. This house used to be like an oven because it's single story. They don't put insulation in this lofts here. And it was, I'd come out I'd go into the lounge. It was like coming out of Suvarnabhumi Airport. And now it's really, really good. I mean, it cost me 25,000 baht all in, about 23,500, best 23,500 baht I've ever spent in my life, really. That with the tinted windows and the fan, and now the loft insulating. What a game changer, really. Steve from Sydney, love your videos. They are very genuine. Thank you, Steve. And is that you? No, that's another Steve. Wasn't loud. I said down because you're on antibiotics. Okay, sorry, I thought you said loud. Okay, yeah. I just went into the pharmacy, told them my symptoms, and they give me some antibiotics. Sorry, I just got to have a look at this. Very important message I was waiting for. Okay. Right. Steve Cumming, and I'm pronouncing that properly. Specsavers is calling again, Pete. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but Lusty 444, Father Ted's a great boozer and Dave is a main host. Okay. And do any of you out there know Dave the Rave? He used to manage, he's in the stream tonight, but he used to manage what's now Billboard, the carousel, for several years. He managed, I think he managed Hollywood for a while, I'm not sure. Dave, why don't you tell us what go-go bars, just list them very, you don't have to give a description, just tell us what go-go bars you managed in Nana Plaza, because you were there 20 years and you did manage a lot, didn't you? And I'll just put it up on screen and people can see. London Maisonette, hi Pete, who was your favorite Thailand YouTube vlogger? Bangkok 112 and Steady Eddie, rest in peace, were mine. Yeah, Eddie was one of my favorite ones. And also there's a guy who's got a kind of a retirement visa. He's got a little girl called Nan with him. I never see his videos come up anymore. I used to watch him quite a bit. We're talking about in the early days, right? I used to watch Simon Land of Smiles. He was a good storyteller, very good. And who else did I used to watch? Yeah, no, there wasn't many back then. You got to remember now, everybody and his brothers carrying a camera and everybody who comes here starts making YouTube videos. You know, they all want to be like, they think they're all going to get rich, okay? But when I used to watch YouTube videos way before COVID, there wasn't that many people here doing them. I mean, you had Kev down there in Pattaya. You know, he died, didn't he? Hello, people. I used to watch him. I don't like bullshitters, you know. I mean, if a guy's straight on a video, you know, I mean, if he's just telling it how it is or explaining something, I like those kind of guys. I don't like the guys who create drama or make, you know, just do things to try and, you know what I'm trying to say, right? If a guy just comes on, I used to watch Ride for Kicks quite a lot. I've gone off him now, not because he's doing anything bad, but I'm not really interested in him building his house. A lot of people are, because he gets a lot of views on those videos, but they don't interest me. That's why I don't watch him anymore. When he was in Pattaya and he was living his daily life in Pattaya, I used to watch him a lot. And that's what happens when people change format. You lose subscribers and you gain subscribers. Hence, when I moved down here, I moved away from the manga image, you know, talking about go-go bars, prices and all the rest of it. And I'm talking more now about retirement and, you know, how to retire and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And I lost a load of manga subscribers, but I've gained a lot of subscribers from guys who are on the fence about coming out here and they want to know about insurance and bank accounts and all the rest of it. Good question, though. Good question. Paul, what is the most expensive hotel you've worked in? Well, they were all expensive, Paul, because they were Sofitels. I mean, I didn't always work in Sofitels. I managed, well, I was number 2 in the Ibis in a place called Yogyakarta, 200-bedroom hotel. I've worked in a Novotels. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be the Sofitels because that was their top-tier hotel. Yeah, at Morse, that's it. Lewis, that was it. Yeah, so you're a fan of the show as well. I didn't like it when Lewis was the main man. Khan's is Khan, like run with an open sound. Yeah. That's the only one I didn't like him in. John Thor. Good night, Mr. Tom. I have seen it before, and I just found it wasn't for such a good actor he is. I just thought that role wasn't. I thought he was better than the role, if that makes sense. Jordan Sinclair, greetings from. Is that Muang Ratchaburi, around 2 hours north of Hua Hin? Okay, I can't pronounce the first one. Is it? How do you pronounce that? Ratchaburi is easy. It's amazing how many guys from Thailand actually come into the stream. Danny, I thought that said Danny Sensible there. It doesn't say sensible, does it? Hi, Peter from Grimsby, UK. Grimsby, yeah, good old fishing town, Grimsby. Michael Stowe, just having a cold beer in my garden in Phuket. Nice one. Glenn Hotspur, I haven't seen you in for a while, Glenn. Afternoon, Peter. Hope you are well. If I'm ever around your manor, I will boycott the Chinese restaurant and pop into yours for a free meal, mate. Okay. So apparently there's 2 restaurants here in Hawaii. I'll tell you what he's talking about in a minute. There's 2 restaurants here that do kind of like English style Chinese takeaway food. And I haven't been to any of them, but I fancied making some chicken chow mein the other day. And I thought, why not? I went out and got the ingredients. I forgot a lot of the vegetables, but actually the noodles were good. And the secret is the sauces, you know, the soy sauce, light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, oyster sauce, a little bit of sugar, not much, you know, and that's about it. And then a little bit of oil in with the noodles and stuff. And it actually tasted surprisingly good. Because I ate it for lunch and I had a portion left. I thought I'll put that in the fridge and have it in a couple of days' time. And I thought, what shall I have for dinner? And I thought, I'll have them noodles. better than instant mama noodles. Mark Earls, is it? what would you suggest for a 4-month visit to Thailand now the visa rules have changed? Would it be a 30-day visa with an extension and then a border run? Whatever you do, Mark, don't do more than don't do border runs, because they're really clamping down now on immigration. Some people have been lucky. Some people they've knocked back lots of people now. It's not like the old days where you could just run up to the border, go over the border, get a stamp, come back to Bangkok. In fact, if you come back within a 24-hour period, you're guaranteed not to get an extension. The best way to do it, if you want to come here for 4 months, is go to a Thai embassy and get the longest possible visa you can in your country. Then when you come here, get it extended for 30 days, and then maybe do one border run, but stay out for two nights. Go to Siem Reap in Cambodia. It's a great town. You can go and look at Angkor Wat, and then they've got Pub Street in the evening. But don't do loads of border runs, because you probably won't get in. Some people, like I said, they've been lucky. It depends how the officer's feeling on the day, but I can tell you they're really clamping down on it now. I've seen videos made from detention cells at the airport. Don't do it. Dale, I'm coming to Nong Khai in January for a holiday, and if I like it, I'm thinking of retiring. Okay, that's a good plan. You should always come here first. I know guys who just pack up and come here. They've been here for a couple of weeks, and they come here, then they decide they don't like it anymore. Anthony. Hi, Peter from Warwickshire. Moving to Samut Prakan next year. Find your features interesting. Thanks very much, Anthony. Good luck with the move. Paul, do you have... I thought that was... Knowing you, Paul, I thought that was another word, not toaster. You know what I mean, right? Do you have a toaster for the crumpets? I certainly do. And you can get crumpets here as well. And I do mean the bread crumpets. Right, Jordan. Hi, Peter Hopkins. Okay, very formal there. Lusty might not know the full picture regarding the UK exchange rate being the best it's been for years. It was actually 46 baht to the UK pound last year in July. I mean, yeah, well, maybe, okay, you could see it both ways. All right. Damon Peter, I remember the video you sent me with you showing me the breakfast wrapped in cling film in your room, and you said, I'm going to bin it, but then change your mind saying I might have this later. I don't even remember that one, Damon, but I'll take your word for it. Dale's asking what Nong Khai is like. Nice to see plenty of people from Facebook in tonight. Graham from Graham Backhouse, is it? From Perth, currently in Hua Hin, 5 weeks, having travelled through Australia since February. You'll love Vietnam, much cheaper than Thailand, but beach is not as good. Next stop for us, Cambodia, before heading back to Hua Hin for another month or so. Love your channel. Thanks very much, Graham. You got to visit Siem Reap. There's people think of Siem Reap, if you're into the temples, they think of the one I just mentioned there. It's gone now. But there's actually lots of temples around Siem Reap, and it's a good place to go. I also went to the temple where they shot Tomb Raider. With a big tree coming out of the middle of the building there. They're very interesting, and Pub Street's great at night because you can do the Cambodian thing with the Cambodian food at the end of the street, but they've got lots of Western kind of style restaurant bars. You can have a pizza and a glass. Cambodia is one of the cheapest places in the world to become an alcoholic if you go out and drink bars. There's a friend of mine lives in a place called Kampot, and he said it's like the last saloon, down there. He says a lot of alcoholics. Oh, excuse me. I tell you, wasn't well. There's a lot of alcoholics there, and you just see them sitting in the bars all day because it's so cheap to drink. It's like 18 baht for a glass of Angkor beer, and Angkor beer is a good beer. It's very nice, and it's about half a pint. But yeah, Siem Reap's good. Angkor Wat, that was the one I'm thinking of. Hi from Hinlak Phai, so we're neighbours. Call me Trico. Okay, a bit kinky, but I will. Dave Thompson, how you doing? Rod Tyler, not Steger in Time Machine. Was it Rod Taylor? Okay, I've been corrected. At least I got the first name great, but it was a good movie, wasn't it? You know what? Just back on that film, because I liked it so much. I thought for when it was made, I thought it was very innovative for the time it was made. The way when he was sat there and the sun was the moon and the sun was going over the top of his house, and it was snow, and then he came outside and it was all changed. Very good film. I might watch it again soon. Okay, Danny, thank you. Hi, Peter. Big fan of the channel. I want to send you some stories of my Thailand trips. Okay, well, you can email me, Danny. Look, there's my oh, I didn't know there's a 10-second feature there. I'll put that on for 60. Oh, show. Okay, that was still on there. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Leave that there. Oh, a new feature. Okay, right. So there's my. You can pause the video, go back and everything. So if you've got a story, just send it into my email address there. Lusty 44. Yes, around the 60s, the Thai women cottoned on to the fact that us lot find them very attractive. Still do. Shane will Traveller, greetings from Melbourne. Windy, winter enjoy paradise. Thank you, Shane. Dale, I'm thinking of retiring to Nong Khai in the coming January for 2 weeks. It's nice. I've never been to Nong Khai. Nam, you know what that means in Thai, right? Paul, hi Peter, how are things? Very good, Paul, thank you. Dale, hi. Steve Cumming, Vietnamese people are the hospitable and kindest people in the world. Okay. Andrew Thomas, how much Thai can you speak? Well, I'm actually doing okay. I'm doing all right now because I've been living with my Thai girlfriend for about 3.5 years. Get comfy again. I've been living with my girlfriend for about 3.5 years now. And when I met her, she couldn't speak a word of English. And my Thai was terrible, you know. And so we had to use translate and stuff. But she can speak some English now. My Thai has really come on a lot. You know, a lot of the things I do now on a day-to-day basis with interacting with Thai people, I used to ask my girlfriend to translate, or I'd say it broken English, but I can go in and fill up the car I can fill up the car, tell them what petrol I want, how much to put in. I can say a lot of Thai, but I still find it quite difficult to string a lot of sentences. I can't have a conversation like this. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. Real Deal TV, how you doing? Hey, Peter, I'm heading to Thailand this month, thinking of checking out Hua Hin early September for a couple of days. I'm only looking at going there to hopefully have lunch with you. Oh, okay. So check in advance because, you know, I'm going to be going up to Bangkok sometimes. I'd love to meet you, but I need time because also I have to get into town. Chris, not a big fan of beaches. Girlfriend has a house in beside, I think there should be, let me put that up there so everyone can see it. Yeah. So I used to love going to the beach, and I don't, believe it or not, I don't go to the beach very often now because I got all these skin cancers. I thought, you know, I never used to wear suntan lotion. Maybe I wear a baseball cap, but I used to drive around on my scooter without any sunblock on. I'd be out for the afternoon, especially around Pattaya, the outskirts, you know, going to the beaches, and I'd be sitting on the beach, and I got skin cancer, you know. I got a spot there. I've had about 5 burnt out of my face. And just recently, I found one here because I know what they feel like now. They don't feel like spots. They kind of feel like spots, if that makes sense, but they don't feel like spots. They feel different. So it's like there's a little lump comes up, but it doesn't feel like a poppy kind of, you know what I mean, right? And I went to the dermatologist here, and he was able to burn it out with acid. I mean, he's just got a needle and he dripped acid onto it, and it went. I've got to go back in 3 months, but I've got to put factor 50 sun cream on my face every time I go out now. Well, not all over my face, but on these bits. I always wear a hat. When I'm on my scooter, I wear a visor with a dark visor. And if it's really, sometimes I put factor 50 on my arms and my legs, but a lot of times now I wear a long sleeve shirt and I put the collar up at the back so my neck's protected, my arms are protected, and you know, you got to be really careful. Jamjar Johnny, how you doing? Good afternoon, everyone, from a sunny Derbyshire. Hope you're all having a good weekend. Yeah, the weather's supposed to be good in the UK at the moment. Temperance Ministry, are there any single fathers there in Thailand and couples with kids there who claim child benefit while living out there? How would I know that? I mean, I wouldn't know, would I? Unless somebody come up to me and said, hey, I'm claiming benefits. You know, I take it that's something you want to do, right? Did you hear about that case a few weeks ago? That stupid woman. So there was a woman, funny enough, she was English, but what happened was she was on all these benefits, you know, she was getting benefits for everything from the government, and she was getting like quite a lot of money. And what she was doing, it was about, I won't put a figure on it, but it wasn't like £1,000 a month. She was getting like housing benefits. She was getting this benefit, that benefit. And in the end, she didn't live in the house in the UK. She kept the house on, but she moved out to Thailand and she started making TikTok videos. And she was making videos saying, hey guys, I'm in Thailand. I don't work. You guys are stupid. Thanks for your tax money. I'm having a great time. I'm at the beach today and here's the pool. And this is all from the benefit money given. But anyway, she got reported by loads of people. They stopped all her benefits. I think she's working in KFC in the UK now. What a stupid woman. Uncle Willie B, have a great stream. Everyone got hits to catch an early flight to Shanghai in the morning. Okay. Aaron, Peter, I know you are not comfortably settled in Hua Hin. Let me put it up there. I know you are now comfortably settled in Hua Hin, but is there a part of you who misses the old banger days. No, I'll tell you what, really, you won't believe me. There's a couple of things I miss about Bangkok, okay? But I don't miss, it's not like, oh, why did I come to Hua Hin? Bangkok is a fantastic city, okay? It's very vibrant. You've got everything. There's nothing Bangkok doesn't have, okay? Everything from jazz clubs to, I could reel them out all night, okay? But I just got to the point in my life where I wanted a much slower pace of life, and that's what it is down here. I miss a couple of things. I miss, like I always keep saying, I miss Benji Kitty Park because I used to walk around there every night, an hour at least, maybe 2 hours. I can't do that around here because of the soy dogs, or I can, but I've got to carry a stick with me, and it's, you know, that's why I've joined a gym recently, so I do the treadmill. I miss that. What else do I miss about Bangkok? I thought of something the other day. I miss not being able to go to that mall that sells all the electronic bits and pieces for computers, Fortune Mall on Rama 9. And I miss being able to go to the Red Lion and having a couple of pints at 6. But now I go to the Klansman, so that one's kind of cancelled out. But no, I mean, in answer to your question, no. I mean, if I didn't have a girlfriend, a living girlfriend, I would never have come down here full time. I would have had I would have come down here at weekends or something like that. I'll come down Monday to Wednesday in Bangkok the rest of the time. But no, I don't. What did you say exactly? Did you say, yeah, I suppose there's a part of me that misses it, but not so much that I'm thinking, oh, I'll tell you what did it for me. I went up 2 weeks ago to meet Jim, Alfreda Jim, who I'm friends with now. And I said, look, if you come to Bangkok, I'll come up for 2 nights and we'll go out. And I went up there. And you know what? By the second night, I couldn't wait to get back down here. The train rolled into Hua Hin station. I felt like I'd come home. Really, I know that sounds really corny, but you know, I just love it down here. Right, Lusty, do you trust Thai electricity here, Peter? As I've had the electrician in today, as all our showers were live, sorted out now. Yeah, I mean that is an issue. You know, I wouldn't say I trust them, but that is an issue. But I've been here 8 months and I haven't been electrocuted yet. So hopefully, touch wood. You should check the Udon Thani Lake Walks. Market vibes really good. Okay. Chris, another question. Let's read it on here, bigger here. Another question. Would I own a Triumph 1200RS and can't be without it? Would it be better to import it into the country or buy one in Thailand? No, buy one in Thailand. Don't import it. Sell it and buy another here. You can get everything here. In fact, if you go and see Sean from Sunset Scooters and Big Bikes, all his bikes, he's got really a big collection of motorbikes. They're second hand, but they're like really low mileage. I'm talking like 1,000 kilometers, 1,500 kilometers, and they're in fantastic condition. But no, you can buy bikes, any kind of bike in Thailand now. You don't want to be paying to import because the problem is here the import tax is so high on cars and bikes. So you dump everything at home and buy again out here. I nearly bought there's a bike. It's an old-fashioned bike. It's called not a Norton. What do they call it? Royal Enfield. It's called an Interceptor 650. It's like the bikes of the 50s. There's nothing digital about it. It's got a 6-speed gearbox, 2 chrome pipes that come out the back, and it's. I was going to buy one just for I thought it put a smile on my face. And they've got a Royal Enfield shop here in Hua Hin. And I went up there and it was 260,000. I thought, no, that's not going to put a smile on my face spending that much. But there's a second-hand shop that's got just one. I think he's still got it, and they were selling it. I think it was 130. And I was like, shan't I? And I'd rolled one of their 250s. And after riding a scooter all this time, you look at the motorbike, you think, oh, it's going to be a lot of fun, but it just felt so heavy compared to the scooter. The scooter's fast, it's nimble, I can park it anywhere. So 160, I've had 110 out of it, kilometers, and you feel like you're doing 110. And I rode that motorbike, it just felt heavy, like not as versatile. So won't bother, I don't think. Okay, good question. On average, day, Peter, how much do you spend on food and drink? Well, again, down here it tends to be a lot less than in Bangkok because I was cooking a lot more in Bangkok because it was expensive to eat in Bangkok. Even Thai restaurants, in the center of Bangkok, I'd say if we go out, we tend to eat Thai food most of the time because that's cheap. You can get a Thai dish down here for like 50 to 60 baht, near enough anything, okay? If we eat foreign food, we tend to go to the markets that do like Bangkok Por in the middle of town. They do pizzas for 100 baht. They do smash burgers at about the same price. You can get an Indian curry, like a Madras curry with yellow rice and a piece of naan bread for like 200 baht, as opposed to an Indian restaurant where it'd be 600 baht. And that's what I tend to do. They have a Mexican stall as well. But of course, because Thais go there as well, a lot from Bangkok, so I'll eat Western food there, or sometimes I'll go to a bakery in the morning, like the Ural Deli on 102 is very good. Happy Coffee on 102. And I'll have like I forget what they call it. It looks like a pillow chikata, something like chikata bread. A couple of fried eggs in it or something. You're talking 40 baht, 50 baht. So not really that much. I probably spend more on alcohol, if the truth be told, because if I go out, well, mind you, alcohol is cheap here as well. I can get a big bottle of. I was drinking Chang, a big bottle, 65 baht in most of the markets. I'm now on San Miguel Light because I'm trying to get down. It's going very slowly, but I pay 90 baht for that. But I'd say in a day, because I'm paying for two of us, I'd say probably around 500 baht. But that's two people, maybe a bit more. Sometimes we splash out. We might want to go for a proper Indian, but we share a meal now because my stomach shrunk. Like we went out for a roast to a pub on just off 94, very good roast, and we just ordered one large. They do a medium and a large. We ordered one large one. I think it was 360 baht, and we shared it. David Bulzer, happy Sunday, Peter. Happy Sunday to you also, David. David, did you ever meet Pat again after the last love? I'm not sure what you mean there. I had Pat on the live stream probably 6 weeks ago. We message each other quite regular. After the last live. Sorry. Okay, it makes sense now. Yeah, we message each other, not every day, every week, but every now and again he'll come across something ridiculous. Like he sent me 4, people are making, and even I'm guilty of it sometimes, the thumbnails, people make them in AI now and they look really good. But the problem is because everybody does it, they all look the same. And Pat sent me 4 and he said, look, this is getting ridiculous now. I hate AI. And I said to him, well, I use it if I have to, if I can't find what I'm looking for, but I tend to put my image over the top of it to kind of, but yeah, in answer to your question, yeah, we still, message each other occasionally. Gogo Guru. I lived in Bangkok for 22 years. I'm still the longest serving Gogo manager in Bangkok. At one time, Gogo Bar's managers changed like we change our socks, lasted 17 years. Okay. It's a long time. I don't know how you could do it, Dave. It's a hell of a long time. And if you come in late, I'll just tell you again at what I said at the beginning. There's going to be a new feature on Thailand Bound. So Dave, that's the guy's comment I've just read out there. He managed a number of bars for 20 odd years in Nana Plaza. He's got more experience than any other bars manager. He's got lots and lots of stories, first-hand stories. So I'm going to make a special section in Thailand Bound. So as well as the stories, there's going to be a podcast maybe every week. Where Dave will tell us a story that's happened to a guy with some bar girls, something like that. And you can just plug your headphones in when you're walking your dog, you're in the gym. And that'll be easier for me as well to make it a podcast. So we're calling him the Go-Go Bar Guru. He used to be known as Dave the Rave in his heyday. Right, Mark. Hi, Peter. Love the content. Let's get rid of Dave. There we are. And the guy who's talking about the motorbikes, that's my little scooter there. Look, the Honda ADV 160, fantastic little bike. I've got a Givey top box on the back of mine. I've got black crash bars on the front. It looks quite mean with them on. Right, okay. Mike, hi Peter, love the contact. I started watching when you and Sedi Eddie had an unscripted stream and you were both were 3 sheets to the yeah, we were very drunk. The first one we did together was 5 hours long, if you can believe it, and we got absolutely hammered, both of us drunk. I think everybody in the stream did. 5 hours. And I said to Ed another time, I said, Ed, do you want to do another one? It was fun. I enjoyed the last one. I think everybody enjoyed it. And Ed said to me, he said, oh, I can't do 5 hours again. I said, no, we'll just do an hour. And then whatever it is, we'll do an hour and we'll cut it off. But again, we had such a good time. And so did everybody who was in the stream. I think we had like 1,000 people in the stream. We went for 3 hours and we got drunk again. I used to keep a cooler next to my seat here because I had nothing to do during COVID. You know, I'd have a bottle of whiskey there with a glass. I'd have a cooler with ice in it full of beer. And I'd just go live. And we had a lot of guys in here. So there was a lot of comments. And I'd just, be cracking open beers. And the longer I did it, the more drunk I became. But you have to be careful in Thailand. You're not really supposed to drink on camera here. Yeah, Dave, there's somebody else asking, what go-go? I don't know if you heard my last message. Would you mind listing out the go-go bars where you managed? I know he managed for a number of years the Carousel bar, which was it's now called Billboard on the 3rd floor. Not sure if that's a serious comment, Sean, but if it is not, I haven't, no. Paul Hoskins, temperatures in Europe have gone up to record levels. It's the same thing happening in Thailand. No, actually, it's quite cool in Thailand at the moment because it's rainy season. We don't get that much rain here in Hua Hin. I think it's because of the mountains. And it's been very pleasant. I went out and made a video for Facebook this evening. I was just contemplating life in general. Actually, what I did in that Facebook page, I was just sitting there. It was about 5 o'clock. Girlfriend went to the market to get some food. And I was just sitting in the garden. It was no sun out. It's overcast, nice and cold. I just sat there and I made a little video and just said, I grew up in England, a normal life like anybody else. If somebody would have told me, hey, in 45 years or however long it was, you'll be 6,000 miles living with a Thai girl who's 18 years younger than you in a nice house in the middle of Thailand, not Bangkok, and you'll probably see your days out there. I'd have said, no way, but it's funny where your journey takes you throughout life, isn't it? Where you end up. I had a very good friend who died of cancer, and I'm talking, we used to hang out. We used to go to Thermi and Cowboy and Nana Plaza. I was about 36 at the time. I'm 66 now. And he got cancer, unfortunately died. And yeah, I think about him sometimes. And I think, because he went back to England and I stayed out here a while. And he probably was thinking, well, Peter's going to stay out here for a few years and he'll come back. And if he's up there now watching, I bet even he never guessed that one day I would actually be living here full time and settle down. And strange. Lusty, I don't think he is. No, I don't think he is. We've had this one already. It's still 60 days at the moment, but it will be going to 30 days. Okay, so these are the bars that Dave managed over the years. Okay, Pretty Girl, Hollywood Carousel, Hollywood 2, Angel Witch Rock Dancers, Black Pagoda, The Strip. Okay, so there's quite a few there, and I know there's no bullshit there because I know Dave very well, and I know he's worked in all these bars. He knows he was. I don't know if he still is now, but when he was there, he hasn't been back that long, but he was well connected with a lot of people, and he's got a lot of stories to tell. So I'm looking forward to sharing them with you. Okay, Charles, you wouldn't be able to register your bike in Thailand. Better to buy in Thailand. Good point. I don't know if he wouldn't be able to register it, but if he did, it'd be a lot of hassle, wouldn't it? Ronald, is Dave Go Guru not the Dave from Alpha Meet? No, completely different. No, you're thinking of, I call him Irish Dave. Dave, he's got as you know, the channel. I did a stream with him about 2 months ago. Yeah, no, a completely different Dave. London Maisonette, what are your views on the Pratt the Owl? Do you agree with his content, begging to fund his Thailand trips? Look, I've heard about this guy, and I don't have an opinion for the simple reason I've never watched any of his videos. I've heard people have said things to me, have you watched this guy in Pattaya, blah, blah, blah. I've never seen a video of his, and he's never come up on my feed. I can't really comment on the guy. Maybe you could tell me. What does he do? Thai Billy Boy in Bangkok, Washington Square, and Queen's Park Plaza were my old stomping grounds. I used to be a member of the pool team as well. Yeah, see, that brings back memories. I remember the Queen's Park Plaza. That hotel's still there, but it's not the Queen's Park Plaza anymore. It's a big branded hotel. It's not the Hilton. I can't remember because I was down there a while ago. And then Washington Square, that all got bulldozed down there. Used to have Bourbon Street there. Paul Hoskin, they should have an expat pool tournament in Pattaya. I think they have. I think they've got several, Paul. Lusty food, Sunday roast. I struggle in the climate with that type of food. Yeah, but when you live here, you do kind of accustomize to the climate up to a point. You're never going to be like a Thai. But I've been here. I'm into my 4th year now. I don't have the aircon on in the daytime. The only reason it was so hot in this house is because the sun come from the back, went over the top of the house, and it settled at the front. So we had a constant sun on the roof, and it was like an oven. It built up, but now we've got the insulation and we don't get that, and I don't have the aircon on in the day at all. Okay, I don't wear a shirt. I'll sit here. I've got a fan in the corner, and I have that on. The only time I put the aircon on is in the lounge. I put it on about when we get back about 8:30, and it's a big aircon, so I normally have to have it on 28, 29, and then we go to bed and we have the aircon on again 25, 26. Another super chat, Dave. You are feeling generous tonight. Thank you very much. I've only had 3, and 2 of them are from you. Why won't that go up? Okay, but thank you. If it comes up, I'll put it up later. Okay, we've done Paul Hoskins. Oh, you're there, Dave. Dave's there. Look. Hi, Pete. Hope it's going well. Your name just came up, Dave. I don't know if you've just come into the stream, but we've got a guy. I've got a guy going to be featuring on Thailand Bound now. Ran a lot of gogo bars in Nana Plaza, 20 years, a whole list of them. I've just read them out. I'm going to have a podcast every week with stories from Nana Plaza because this guy knows a lot of stories. Good to see you in the stream, Dave. We'll have to do another one soon. We keep saying we will, but we haven't done it yet, have we? Right. Eddie Two Shoes, great name. Hi, Peter. Have heard about the new residency option for those of us who have worked here for 3 years or more. I've never heard anything about that. And the thing is, if anything like that comes up, normally that guy, Integrity Legal, he always starts off, I'm an American lawyer here in Bangkok. His come up on, I think I'm subscribed to him. But any new news like that, he normally comes out with it. And I haven't heard anything about it. Not saying it's not true, just never heard of it. Damien, it was the video when you got to Thailand over COVID. Okay, when I first came over, yeah, okay. I'm sure it's. I don't not believe. My memory is really bad these days, Damien. Shane, I have an Angkor Thom statue in my place here in Oz. Okay, Angkor Thom statue, right? Okay. Jordan, I believe the temple you went to Thailand Bound was called Ta Prom Tomb Raider. Also, Kampot is an excellent place to visit and has a river. Yeah, I mean, that's what my friend told me. He lives there because it's cheap and it has the big river going through it. I'd like, if I didn't have YouTube, I'd be traveling a lot more. And that might sound a bit silly. Well, you've got YouTube, you should be traveling more, but it just takes up so much of my time. I don't have time to go traveling around. And I'm wondering how my channel is going to be affected when my daughters come here in 2 weeks, for 2 weeks in November. Because, you know, family come first, and I'm not going to be doing live streams and making videos when my daughters are here, and I don't have enough time. If I can make 1 or 2 of the story videos in advance, so that wherever I am on a Saturday, I can just release them, I will, because I've done that before. But you know, I'm not going to be around for 2 weeks, and it's the same. Like, I wish I could go to Kampot. You can still fly to Cambodia, but you know, I'd have to have a night in Siem Reap. No, I wouldn't go to Siem Reap. I'd go to the capital. Then I'd go. I think it's. I'm getting muddled up now. But you know, I'd need a couple of days to get there. Then I'd need. I want to have at least 3 nights there. Then yeah, you need a week, don't you, traveling? You know, and I just can't get away for a week. Blue Moon, my ex-Thai girlfriend has a house in Samat Prakan, approximately 30 miles from the center of Bangkok. I know exactly where that is, which is similar area to Peter's house in Hua Hin. Okay, yeah. Scott, how you doing? Good morning from New Zealand. Donald Fox, how are you? Paul again, being a golfer, I find okay, I'm not reading that out. Richard, Peter, speaking of movies, are you watching or watched anything of interest that you would recommend? What other streaming platforms do you subscribe to, or just Netflix? No, I've got a few of these, you know, these apps that you shouldn't really have them on your Amazon. You know, I get them online and stuff, and I can watch movies. Sometimes, you know, certain movies work, some don't work, but I tend to use that. I used to have a TV box, but I bought 2 new TVs because they've got the apps I can get. I used to pay 2,000 baht a year for a box so my Thai girlfriend could watch Thai TV. But on the new TV, she's got a smart TV in the bedroom. I've actually put an app on there. She can watch Thai TV, all the channels absolutely free. I hardly watch Netflix, to be honest with you. I find Netflix is worth keeping because something occasionally will come up on there that I like to watch. You know, good documentary or something, and it always works, doesn't it? If you click on Netflix, it always works. It's always crystal clear. So I keep it for that reason. But to be honest, a lot of the movies on there are so old. I've watched them years ago, and you know, I prefer to watch newer movies that I can get on my stick. Or on my apps, I should say. Steve, we're back in February for 2 weeks in Vietnam and 2 weeks in Thailand. Love both. Okay, fair enough. Brian, hi Peter. I find the more poor the country is, the more nicer the people, like rural Thailand. Yeah, that does seem to be true, doesn't it? I've watched an awful couple of videos from China where you've got these people in China, they're very wealthy. They drive really nice Mercedes, and they treat the people who are working, but they don't have much money, the bottom of society. They're working, but they treat them, not all the Chinese, just the videos I've seen. There's 2 I'll tell you I've seen. So a guy goes into the petrol station, the attendant fills up, tells him how much it is, he takes the money, throws it out the car window like that. Another driver, Chinese, thought it was really rude, came back, picked up the money and threw it back at him. The other one I've seen, there was a guy walked in. There was a guy in a restaurant, and the woman brought him a soup, and he took the money, just threw it on the floor like that. Well, the manager, Chinese manager, he came out, picked up the money, threw it back at the guy, took the soup, and said, "Get out." You know, so some people are really bad. You know. Yeah, maybe, Ryan, maybe. Hey, Peter, chat and mods, cheers from Holland. Okay, Dutch Buddha, nice to see you in. That's a strange one, Paul. Have you ever wore a wetsuit? Actually, I haven't, but I did a PADI dive course years and years ago. I did it in Indonesia, but I didn't wear a wetsuit. Did I? No, I didn't. No, I must have done. How did I strap the oxygen tank? I can't remember because I had an oxygen tank. I don't remember if I had a wetsuit or we just strapped it on bare. I don't know. Thank you. I will give notice ahead of time. I will come to Hua Hin probably Monday to Wednesday. Okay, Monday to Wednesday is good for me, real deal. Weekends are very difficult for me, you know, because I'm either doing a stream on a Saturday or a Sunday, and I'm preparing the stories as well. Scott, do you like Chatham? I love Chatham. It's a really nice beach town, but it's a nice place to go to relax. But I wouldn't like to live there. It's too quiet for me. Lusty, skin cancer. My mother was Portuguese, so I have plenty of Mediterranean genes. Okay. Go Guru. Amazingly, it's quite hot in England. Record break in May, the hottest ever. It's funny in England, is it? If we have a bit of sun for 2 or 3 weeks, the reservoirs all dry up and nobody's allowed to run any water. And if it's the other way around, it's icy. You know, it's lots of accidents. Dave Lacey. I knew a bloke who is on PIP in England and happily living in Thailand. There's people who, you know, they get their benefits, they've qualified, and they just jump on a plane and come out here, and the money gets paid into their bank and they just withdraw it. I'm getting my old age pension now. I've got my first full month. I'll tell you how much it is because I didn't pay in all the system up, but I told you before I sent a load of cash to top it up because I would have only got 100 and how much was it? I'll do it as a month because before I topped it up, I was only due to get, and it's laughable really. I was due to get £628 a month. I mean, what are you going to do with that, right? And then I topped it up, and I got another year as well, and I now get I get £837 a month sent into my bank account, and at the moment that's about 37,000 baht a month, 36,000 baht a month, which I'm just leaving to I'm just leaving it there. Right. Paul Hoskins, walking around 3 a.m. in Bangkok with no fear. Yeah, that's true, but I hate it when all those broccoli dealers, you know, come up to you in the street. Shane, missing Soy 11 Bangkok. How about now? I want a trip there bad. Okay. Yeah, I don't really miss Bangkok too much, to be honest with you, Shane. Ricardo, we are experiencing our 4th heat wave in the UK, record high temperatures, drought warnings, water bans. Yeah, I remember that from the 70s. I remember in the 70s, around 75, it was so dry, they actually turned off the taps in England in private residential houses, and they put standpipes at the end of every street, and you had to take a bucket and get your daily water ration every day. Jordan, unfortunately not, because my friend Simon did them for me, and I haven't found anybody else who can do them, and they're too complicated for me to do. Ronald, regarding Bangkok, you could have lived in the suburbs and have a quieter life instead of living in the center. Yeah, but it defeats the whole object, because the problem with that is here, I'm living in a really nice, quiet neighborhood, but because there's no traffic jams and it's a tourist town, I can drive 20 minutes into town. I've got all the touristy stuff, the nice restaurants. A lot of the staff speak English. If you live in the suburbs of Bangkok, yes, it's a lot quieter than being in the center, but they still don't speak English. And the further out the center you live, the less kind of Western food you get. In my experience, yeah, you got malls out in the outer areas, but you know the malls have all got the same food, haven't they? You know, KFC, the noodle place where they put the noodles in the middle of the I can't remember the brand name it is, but you know what I mean. And the hot pot and the just trying to Santa Fe, is it Santa Fe steak? Them sort of places. And here there's just so much more choice for standalone restaurants. So Yeah, in theory, it's possible, but not really practicable. I wouldn't have what I've got here if I was on the outskirts of Bangkok, and I wouldn't have what I've got in the middle of Bangkok, because you could say, oh yeah, but you got public transport. You could jump on the MRT or the BTS, but you get sick of doing that after a while. I know, because driving into town, when we first got here, we drove into town every night and it was no problem. After you've done it for 2-3 months, you get fed up of driving into town. So we drive into town maybe once, twice a week. And I found a lot of local places around here, bars, restaurants. I go to the Klansman pub, as I told you, that's with a C, not a K for the Americans. And, there's a market not too far away from me that I go to. We can get a bit of Thai food and stuff. You could get fed up of traveling. People have always said that to me. Oh, well, why do you live in Sukhumvit Soi 8? You should live, right out, and it'd be cheaper on the rent. You can come in by MRT every day, but you soon get fed up of that. Chris, thanks for the advice. I know Triumph manufacture bikes out there. Yeah. They do Nortons out here as well. They've got Norton shops here as well. They've got everything here. You can buy Harley Davidsons here. You can buy everything here. What's Hua Hin like compared to Pattaya? It's totally different. It's about the same size, but it doesn't have the, you don't have the tourists the same as you do in Pattaya, and the girls, and just what goes on in Pattaya doesn't happen here. It's more laid back in Hua Hin. Robert, do you know of any reasonable apartments in Hua Hin? And if so, what is the average price? I personally don't know of any, but there's plenty to rent, plenty. And again, with regards to cost, sorry about this, with regards to cost, it's down to where you live. If you get an apartment slap bang in the center of town overlooking the sea, the beach, you're not going to pay less than 25 for it. Whereas if you get one that's, say, maybe, I don't know, it's in town, but it's kind of off 94, something like that, 15,000. If you're happy to just take a room, I know guys have got a room and they're paying like 7,000 baht a month. So it's like a big room with a shower toilet off it, and in the corner there's a table, not a table, like a kitchen unit with a microwave, maybe a washing machine, or and they're paying 7,000 a month. It's where you live and what you're prepared to live with. I pay 11,000 baht a month for this mortgage, 11,000 baht, and it's a 3-bedroom house with 2 bathrooms, a big carport and outside space, but I'm 8 miles from the center of town. If this was in the center of town, it would be 30,000, because that's what my friend pays, and he's nearer to town, and he's got near enough the same house that he rents. Lusty, food. Do you remember the burger stall just outside Nana Plaza? I definitely do, because I used to have one every single night. That was a routine for me. So I'd go out to eat. In those days, when I was a real party animal, I'd go out about 9:30 p.m. and it was drinking time. We'd go around every go-go bar. We're drinking. You can, if you ever bump into Dave, you can ask Dave. He knew me in my wild days, But we would always end up outside Nana with a greasy burger with the grease going down our arms, but they were delicious. Yeah, good memories. Here you get the Binter burger, same thing, but it's called a Binter burger. Scott Green, Peter, do you remember Kevin in Thailand? I do. I mentioned him earlier. He used to do his live streams from the was it the Hideaway or Hemmings Way, something like that. Steve, Pete, I was meant to tell you this. Remember, you were on a small dose of Manjaro. Well, I've been on it now for 2 years, but I've lost over 5 stone now, 22.5 down from 70. Do you know, it's a real hard going. Well done for that, by the way. Do you know, I'm having a hard time because it's like I've been on it for a few months now, and I've only lost like 5 kilos, but I put it down to the beer. I'm thinking, why don't I go down? But I drink beer every night. I don't know if you drink beer. And the other problem is, because the food's so cheap and delicious here, it's really hard to turn your nose up it and say, I go to the gym. I've changed my beer. I don't eat at night time. Problem I had in Bangkok. Like my girlfriend told me yesterday, actually, she said, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but when I met you, she said, I nearly got back on the train. I said, what do you mean? She says, you were really fat in the face. She said, I looked at you and I thought, God, he's fat. I said, well, why did you come and say hello then? She said, well, you look like a nice guy. And I said, and now? She said, well, yeah. So, but I'm not like I was back then. But in Bangkok, what I used to do, I'd be watching TV, I'd be drinking whiskey, soda, beer, whatever. Get to 11:30 at night, I think, oh, cheese and onion toasty. I'd have that, eat it, go to bed. Next night, stick something in the microwave, or I'd have a plate of oven chips, something like that. And it's bad. You eat at night, it's bad. I get all this advice from people. People say, go on the keto diet. I've tried the keto diet, but it's difficult to come up with meals if you're not going to eat, if you're only going to eat if you don't eat any carbs. It's really difficult. I try and stay off the carbs, but it's all these different diets. I'm sure they work for some people, but for me, I just found it difficult to come up with menus. Okay, put that there for you, Lusty. Stevens Travels. Paul Hoskin has been watching this channel a long time. I remember he has. Paul, he has a very long time. I think since the beginning, actually. I remember him in COVID. Nearly 300 in now, so we'll keep it going. If you've come in late, guys, I'm on antibiotics. I'm on a little. My body's weak at the moment, so there won't be a member stream this week. Only this week, because I don't think I'll be able to go for 3 hours. It's a lot of concentration. My body's very weak and tired at the moment, so I feel okay now, but I'm starting to feel tired, and I'll keep this going as long as I can, but I don't want to go off 15 minutes and then come on and do another hour and a half or whatever. I just don't think I'm going to hack it tonight. So just for this Sunday night, there won't be a member stream. I'm going to try and extend this one a little bit long. I normally finish this one at 9:30. It's 9:18 now. I'm not going to finish at 9:30, but I don't think I can go on to 11 o'clock at night. I'm just too tired, and I'm on the antibiotics. Where are we? I always okay, I've done that. Kevin Thailand, we've done that. Where are we? Just catching up. Okay, let's start with Blue Moon. I think AI is very good for some things. If you want a question answered, Google will give you 5 answers, where AI will give you 40 pages of answers. But I hate AI when it's used to tell a fake story. I hope you're not insinuating I tell fake stories, because I know channels that do use AI to tell fake stories, but I certainly do not. I've got emails to back it up. AI, I'll tell you the most useful thing that for me for AI, and it's not thumbnails or making up stories or anything like that. The most help that how AI has lessened my workload a lot by about 2 hours a week is when I got the stories in, and I don't mean to be insulting, okay, but some guys just can't spell. They can't write. They can't put it. They've got it in their head. They put it on paper, but it's a mess. I'm no Charles Dickens, but I can write to a reasonable standard. But some of the guys who write in, and there's one country in particular, they're always like, "What the hell is he trying to say?" So what I used to have to do, I take the emails that come in. I normally tell 3-4 stories. Okay, so I'll get the guy's email. I'll put it into a Word document, format it how I like it with breaks, fonts. And then I used to have to manually go through it. And if there was a word that I use the word aerobics, but other guys use other things. Some of the things that guys say, I took her back to the hotel and she did. And I think you can't say that, mate. So I had to manually change it. And, then I'd go and get the second story and same thing. Now, I take the guy's story, I put it into ChatGPT. I say, format this story. No, I say, check this story for YouTube compliance. Check for full stop, spaces, grammar mistakes and spelling mistakes. Copy, paste, done. Next one. That's where it helps me. But I certainly don't use it to make up. You can tell when people use AI to make up stories. I've said this time and time again, because the stories are all the same. And real stories aren't the same. If you listen to well, they're not mine, are they? But the Saturday morning stories I read out, I keep saying this. Some are really good stories. Others, you listen to it and you think, that guy wasn't switched on. He's a bit of a sim. Or others are just downright boring. They sound like an itinerary. I got off the aeroplane. It was hot. I got in my taxi. I went to the hotel. I decided to have a shower. After the shower, I decided to go and have a coffee. The coffee was great, but I've had better. I then took a walk to Nana Plaza because I've heard all about it. It was closed. So I went, that was, I do get stories like that. But when you're listening to real stories, when they're real stories, there's a whole bunch of different stories. When you get the same story every week, oh, I met this girl, I thought she was different. She ripped me off for £60,000. I didn't know she had a Thai boyfriend. She had, I suppose some people believe it. Dave is in the stream today. He certainly is. Both Daves. John. I'm thinking of retiring to Thailand with my Thai wife, but I'm 71 years old. So can you tell me roughly how much it is for medical insurance? Well, the best advice I can give you, John, if you're 71, you're going to have pre-existing conditions and you won't get insurance for it. If you're taking blood thinning medicine, you're taking statins. If you've got no preconditions, you'll get insurance, no problem. But if I was you, what I would do, if you come in here and you've got, try and get insured for as much as you can. like they'll probably want to insure you for a heart attack or something like that, and go to the government hospital. That's what I do. It's very, very good. The first time you go to a government hospital, it's daunting because you go in there, it's like 400 or 500 people. You think, Jesus, but you register, and then the Hua Hin one, they have a separate building where you can go to a special clinic in the evening. It costs 400 baht to go in there, but it's quick, and I've had blood tests done there and all sorts. Broadcast Dave, hi, handsome man. Okay, well, thank you so much. The Thai American, oh, you woke up, have you? Don't worry, computer, you'll be reincarnated as a poodle. Nah, pitbull. There's that one there from Dave. Thank you, Dave, again. Joe, hi, Peter. Just purchased flights to Thailand for the 8th of next month, staying in Bangkok, Ayutthaya, great city, and Hua Hin. Looking forward to it. A bit rainy season. If anything, it will be great to get away from the hellhole called the UK. So a little bit of advice I give you when you choose your hotel. If you're not going to have any transport, I know you'll probably have a budget hotel, but try and locate somewhere around the Hilton area here in Hua Hin, because it's a tourist area, but it's very good because you can walk to the beach. It's not a great beach there, to be honest with you, but you can walk to the beach. They've got the fishing pier that has a market on it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday that you can walk to. It's a little bit of a walk, maybe 20 minutes, but it's there. And there's a lot of little restaurants and bars and stuff. The Hard Rock cafes attached to the Hilton, and it doesn't rain too much. It doesn't rain like from morning till night. Here, I mean, if it rains, it normally rains. It's funny, it normally rains about the same time, about 3:45, and finishes about 5:30. Okay. Joe, hi, Peter, Chicago here. Nice to see you in, Joe. Lusty 44, Lower Sukhumvit, totally ruined and clinical now. Okay. Clinical in what way? Not in service. Is there a quieter, easygoing area in Bangkok to live? Maybe at the end of the metro line. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, it's a city of 10 million people. I don't know how big across it is, but there's lots of areas that are, I mean, it's a city, so you're not going to find, Silence of the Lambs. You're going to have some kind of a noise, but it's only when you go to places like Sukhumvit or Silom that, you got all that vibe, as it were. But yeah, there's a lot of places, you just have to explore. I can't recommend anywhere because I've always lived in Sukhumvit because I like the hustle and bustle of Sukhumvit. I like I was in a Soy 8, but I was down the bottom and it was quiet. But I like the fact that I can come out and I'm near Nana area, and it's buzzing, isn't it? I used to like that even at my age. Steve, excellent news, Peter. I was asking this morning if your daughters were coming. Brilliant, spending quality time with them. Well, my youngest one still has me blocked, but her sister said that she's coming, so that'll be a strange one. Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about that too much. I think everybody's heard about that, haven't they? They've arrested 4 guys, a sister and a brother. They're Russian. I think the boy was 17 and she was it 17 and 21, something like that. And they were lured by a couple of Thai guys who'd recently been out of prison, who murdered them, buried them, and they also murdered a family of 3 Thais, but I don't want to get into that because it's very depressing. We've all watched the news. It's been all over the news in YouTube, and let's leave it at that. I just can't imagine you say a hosepipe ban. I mean, for me, that's something from the 70s, hosepipe ban. Oh no, hosepipe ban, that's not too bad, is it? It is for a gardener, but it's when they turn the taps off, you can't even take a shower. I mean, I remember my dad as a kid feeling, I mean, how disgusting is this? I remember when he thought there was going to be you get pre-warned, like if there's no rain next week, the mains water supply will be turned off. My dad used to fill the sink, the bath up with water, cold water, and that would be our drinking water or washing up water, from the bath. How unhygienic was that? But that was what people did in those days. David, how you doing? I lived in England for 3 years, and because of the ability to go back payments, I'll get 50% of a full pension. The government were insane to allow that from non-English gift horse. So what I was reading today is that in the UK now, what was the number? I can't put the number up, but it's easy to get sick pay, to not work and just get benefits and say, oh, I've got something wrong with me, and it just gets signed off, I mean, the welfare bill in the UK is massive. I hope they don't run out of money. Mark, I don't have dental insurance because dental treatment here is so cheap. I'll give you an example. I went into a dentist, and they're all good. They're all good. There's no quacks. I went into a dentist off Sukhumvit Road in the Trendy building, second floor of Trendy building. I had my teeth cleaned. Then they blasted them with these little plastic, tiny, minute pebbles like sand, and she scraped them and everything. 1,500 baht. You know, the treatment here is second to none. It's very, very good. Santa Fe, that's the one I was thinking of. Santa Fe steak, yeah. Damien, Peter, I'm trying to work out what that is, Dave. David said, Peter S. Toys. Oh, okay, I got you. Are illegal in Thailand, apparently, but they are selling plugs and lots of other rubber products on sale. And yeah, well, it's like everything here, isn't it? You know, that everything's illegal, isn't it? But you still see it on sale. Those guys do get busted occasionally. It's like the vapes. You know, vaping is illegal in Thailand, but they have busted a number of suppliers. I can tell you're coming late, Scott, because we were talking about that earlier. Seen any snakes? I don't know what an opossum is, but yeah, we've had 3 snakes in the garden, 2 baby ones and one about 2 foot long. And I know when they're there because my girlfriend screams and comes running in, and she's Thai. Macmillan Nurse. Hello, Peter, from a hot Saudi Arabia. Such a shame to see all the fighting with the ladyboys in Thailand from the tourists. Just seen a video of an Indian man having a brick across the head. Ouch. There's so many of them, you know. I mean, you're right. It's like I say, you know, the Thais are getting tourist fatigue, you know. I mean, there's so many arseholes coming here and just getting drunk and causing problems. Never used to be like that. When I was younger and I got drunk in the UK, I didn't want to fight anyone. I just wanted a greasy kebab to get down me. I'd go home and fall asleep. I told you the story one night, didn't I? This was a bad night. I went out. I don't know how old I was. I must have been, I don't know how old I was, but they just started doing pizzas. Pizzas were becoming popular. And I went out to a disco with my mates and, you know, always come out, oh, there was nothing in there anyway. I didn't fancy any of them, you know, what we were like when we were kind of 19, 20. And I remember buying a pizza from a kebab shop on the way home. And I just remember buying it, getting in through my front door, going up the stairs. And it was blank from there. And I woke up in the morning and I felt something. I thought, what's that? And I woke up and this pizza was stuck to my face. I'd actually fallen asleep and somehow I'd worked the pizza box open and I woke up and because it had been there for most of the night, I put my head up, looked in the mirror and this pizza's hanging off it, you know. It's unbelievable, but it did happen. Go Guru. In Britain, you see these guys walking with an old woman. You think it's nice that a son is taking his mother out. Then you're horrified to discover it's his wife. I've seen these women who are about 55. I'm not judging. I'm just saying I've seen these women who are about 55, 60, and they're bringing like young Nigerian boys, 22, 23, and marrying them, bringing them to the UK, and then they run off. I wonder why. Liam, me and my partner are looking at going to Koh Samui for 3 weeks next May. Can't wait. It's, you know, the thing with these islands around Thailand now is you've got this vision in your head that you're going to go to this paradise beach and it's going to be empty. It's just going to be you and maybe another couple. It's still, they're nice islands, of course they are, but you get a lot of tourists on them, a lot of tourists. That, you know, Maya Bay, the one that featured in the beach, one of the most beautiful beaches in Thailand. You're not allowed to swim because of the coral down there. But I've seen videos where there must be like 500 people on the beach there, you know. You go there with this vision that you'll walk onto Maya Beach like the movie and it'll be just you and you'll sit in the sand like Leonardo did, you know, and you're in paradise. And all that is there, but you'll be bustling with a bunch of Chinese tourists on that side and, you know, a lot of people. Not trying to put you off. I'm just saying how it is these days. Damien again. I love a burger in Nana. Always eat in the room. I used to eat it on the street. Eddie Two Shoes. Peter, I was referring to the recently discussed proposal in Thailand. There does appear to be a move towards making permanent residency easier for some long-term foreign workers, but not yet now. The problem in Thailand, they talk about it for a long time and then you don't hear anything. You know, I'll be surprised if it comes off. I won't read that out, but I'll put it up on screen. Ronald, have you got any news stories originally intended for the members stream? No, I mean, I've got my usual quirky stories that I won't be reading out tonight, so they'll be redundant, because the next time I do a member stream, they'll be out. I'll try and think of some. What I might do is get some off Dave, just for like get some shorter ones just for the member stream. Jordan, I remember Paul Hoskins from the Ed Sweeney days. Great times. Really shame what happened to Ed Sweeney, wasn't it? Blue Moon, I was debating, should I watch a Thai story or not? If it was an AI crap, I would pass. At the end, the guy in the story was 71 from the UK, was now just waiting to get his UK government pension. Maybe it's just me, but when I listen to an AI story, I know within 2 minutes that it's not a genuine story. I just can tell. I think the reason being is because I've been reading out these people's email stories, they email them in, and I've been reading them emails for the best part of over 5 years. Okay, over 5 years, every Saturday, 3 or 4 stories. I mean, I remember once I said on the live stream, no, I put a comment somewhere, I can't remember when. I said, in the last 5 years, I've read out over 1,000 stories, and some smart ass come on and said, oh no, do the numbers, you've only done, and he said you've only done in 5 years, you've only done one a week, which is 52 weeks, so that's 5,200, 200. He said something like you've only done 260 stories, and I'm like, okay, show me an upload where I've only read out one story. Show me one. Okay, there might be 1 or 2, but for the majority of stories, there's not less than 3 stories. And I've done a couple where there was 8 stories. So, I have done read out over 1,000 stories, but I can just tell the AI stories. It's a shame. I wish more people could. See, what you got to remember, there's guys come out here and, they want to make money, and they don't know, they're not very creative. They don't know what to do, so they look at other channels and they're just looking to copy other people, and they want the easiest option. And to sit in your home on a laptop and ask AI to come up with a story and then go on ChatGPT and make a thumbnail, it's easy, isn't it? And you can, the guy can go to the beach in the afternoon and he just, there's no real work involved, is there? That's why they do it. AI does all my taxes. Okay. Go Guru. Peter was a character when I met him around 2000 at Hollywood Carousel Billboard Bar. Can't even get out. Billboard Bar. I call him Hopkins, the legendary bar hopper. Thank you, Dave. You wouldn't believe it now at 66, would you? There was one time I went into Dave's bar. This made him laugh. And I'd just come into a bit of money, and I happened to get 20,000 baht. It's 30,000 at the Bangkok baht. I had to get this money because I was out in Nana Plaza, and I had to take this 30,000 out, keep a hold of it tightly, because I needed it early in the morning. I weren't sure if I could get to an ATM machine in time. So I got it, and it's quite early, about 9 o'clock, and Dave was in the carousel bar, and I fanned it out, all these 1,000 baht notes. I fanned these out like this. And I stuck my hand up my jumper, and I was like, are you hot, Dave? And he's like, yeah, it is a little bit hot. And I was like, yeah, it's really hot. And he was laughing, it was funny times. It doesn't sound funny, but at the time it all kind of went together. Blue Moon, Peter, I have followed you almost as long as Damon and know 100% that all your stories are real, and you have the emails to prove it. Thank you, Blue Moon. Look, I don't have to prove anything to anybody, do I? I mean, I read the stories out every week. People can make up their own minds. I had a guy today, he left a comment, I've deleted it. He left a comment on the latest stories. He said, good made up stories again. I just thought, and deleted him. Love the screen background. Yeah, it's a nice beach, isn't it? Julian, how you doing? You're a good man, Peter. Honest, decent, kind, and understanding. I enjoy following you, mate. Thank you very much. I won't be able to get through the door. My head's getting like this now. The door's only 6 foot wide. Julian Manning, I just read that. Nina Guest House in Hua Hin is a great, nice lady. I don't know the names of all the guest houses. I don't stay in any guest houses, do I? So I'll take your word for it. Okay. Thai American. Kun Peter, can I rent Bintel for my dating profile? Of course you can. I've changed my line and app now. I've got a picture of Bintel because girls find him so cute, I can understand in Thai. I can hear them when we walk past. They'll say, "Oh, look at his face," or "He's got a sweet face, hasn't he?" Because he's a babe magnet. Sean, Bangla Mum gets sketchy late at night. Okay. Paul, hosepipe bam. Oh no, can use the bum gun. Get a long one for the garden, Paul. Lusty 444, staying in Bangkok. I always stayed around Ceylon as I have a friend who has been taking care of things for the last 6 years. People get used to a certain area, don't they? For me, I've always lived around the Sukhumvit area. You know, I had apartments. I won't reel them off again, but I just like that area. You know, I remember before Terminal 21 was there. I remember before the MRT station was there on the corner. There used to be corrugated iron. You slip through the corrugated iron. There was a whole bar complex in there. I've always liked that area for some reason. It's always pulled me back. You know, I've thought about going down to Nut and places like that, but you know, I do like that area as long as I can get a quiet apartment, like not right on Sukhumvit. Vid, instead of filling up your retirement by back payment, better look at a private stock account with your bank. Invest in companies with high dividends as a retirement advance 5 to 9. Okay, that's going right above my head now. Maybe I could talk to a financial advisor, but the problem is it's very difficult when you're abroad, you know. But I get your point. I get a decent amount of interest, nothing like that, but I get a decent amount of interest from Wise. It used to be 3.9%. It's now 3.6%, but it's still better than what I get in the UK. It's peanuts. It's like 0.75, you know. Okay, we'll take your word for that. You like that, did you, Steve? Paul, 65, 70-year-old bar girls, yummy. Paul, really? Simon, how you doing? Nice to see you in the stream. A lot of people from Facebook in tonight. That's good to see. Joe, hosepipe ban in my country here in the UK, although the next country doesn't have one. The funniest thing is the hand car washes are still allowed to operate. Says it all, doesn't it? It's weird. Okay, Guru, you are so lucky you live in Thailand. Britain is full of feminists who are trying to rule the world. Yeah, I never take. I mean, I don't know about the last point, but I don't take it for granted. Like the video I made on Facebook today. You know, I make such exciting videos for Facebook. You know, look at my grass. No, but I just, you know, on that subject, never taken it for granted. You know, I was sitting on the front there, and I thought to myself, look at me, I'm 66 at the moment. I've got my health. I've got my girlfriend, Binto, live in a nice house, quiet street. I'm not hard up for a few pennies. And, you know, there's a lot of people worse off, isn't there? A lot of people. So I don't take it for granted. Scott, you love a cheese and onion sandwich. Same here, mate. Same here. That was a problem, though, making them at night. Paul says there are thousands of Thailand YouTubers now. Yeah, there are. Some of them are very good. Do you know, I get bored of the same ones in Pattaya, you know, walking street and Soy 6 and, you know, walking up and down Soy 7 and 8. I mean, it's been done to death, hasn't it? You know, walking down LK Metro and, you know, it's up to them. They can film what they want. But, I mean, how many times can you watch videos of LK Metro or Soy 6? Dave's letting all my secrets out the bag now. Yeah, that was funny. I used to wear like I had a real Rolex, you know. I used to wind Dave up, you know. I said, "Sorry, Dave, is that reflecting in your eye there?" So he could see it, you know. Right. How to pronounce that? Loz. I'll just call you Loz. Do you watch any other Thailand content creators besides your friends Bangkok Pat, Alpha Amigo, and Tarish? I don't really watch Thailand. I don't really watch too many Thailand YouTubers for the simple reason I spend so much time on Facebook and YouTube. It's almost like a full-time job, you know. I mean, it's like, you know, I do 3 hours. Well, not tonight, but I do a live stream every other Sunday. I do a live stream every other Saturday. I put out the stories videos every Saturday, which is a lot of work. I go out and film all my own backgrounds. I've got to do a separate video for the Tuesday. You know, it just goes around so fast. And, you know, when I sit down in front of the TV, normally I'm in front of the TV by 9 p.m. I just want to watch something different. You know, I want to watch like a documentary or what I'm watching at the moment, because I like the film Casino with Robert De Niro. I watched that a few times. That came out in 1990. And I went to Vegas on a trip when that just came out. But one of the, I won't get into this too much, but one of the kind of gangster style guys who's didn't get locked up, there's a 1 hour documentary where he's going around in a car with some quite famous, well, I don't know if he's a vlogger, but he's a passenger, and he's taking him around Las Vegas, and he's showing him, okay, this is where the Stardust was located. Do you remember the scene where Jerry came down the stairs, and and he said that was that bit, and they stop at various places. This was Frank Lefty Rosenhaus' house, and it's I find videos like that fairly interesting. After, I'm in Thailand, and I'm not going to watch a video on the Grand Palace or something like that. Ronald, today's story was a bit long, but I always say, if it's, you can tell that if there's only one story or there's two stories, one of them is going to be long. At least one of those is going to be long, and that's why I put timestamps in them. But some people have told me they like the long stories. You get truckers who listen to them and they get into them, and you can almost get into the story. And the longer they are, sometimes the deeper you get into the story, if they're interested in that is. I've got one next week that's going to take me about 2 minutes to read out. It's what I always say. I can't, like somebody wrote in, I've had messages from guys saying, oh, the stories are boring this week. Can't you tell some more crash and burn stories? And I'm like, I don't make them up, mate. People send me emails and I read them out. That's all I do. I'm just a vehicle between that guy telling his story through me. So what can I do? If he tells, if it's such a silly story, or I think it's AI, or it reason, I did write back to one guy. I said, look, I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, but this is just an itinerary, and he was okay about it. But, I can only read, there's an old saying is don't shoot the piano player. I think it's true in this case. Lusty, rational, sane men visit Thailand and turn stupid. Not all of them. Samuel, how do you see Hua Hin in 10 years or so? I see it's going to be a lot more developed than it is now, because they're expanding the airport. They're going to be having internet. They don't have international flights coming, only from Chiang Mai, which is a local flight, isn't it, really? They're in the process of, they're not talking about, they are extending, widening the runway right now, because when you go under the tunnel of the runway, that's been widened. They're going to be having direct flights from Hong Kong, Singapore, I don't know, Mumbai, Taiwan, maybe, international flights that are kind of 3-4 hours away. I don't think the Dreamliner is going to come in from London anytime soon, but it's going to bring a lot more international travelers in. They're talking about flights from Bangkok to Hua Hin, which they haven't got at the moment. I just think it's going to bring a lot more visitors. Right now, when I go around on my scooter, on my car, I can see there's a lot of new builds going up, a lot of, they call them Mubans here. And basically what it means is gated communities. So you drive in, you have a couple of security guards, a barrier, and you have a card, or they recognize you. There's a lot of them being built at the moment, a heck of a lot of them. In fact, I can't believe how many are going up at the same time. This area where I live is there's a lot of building. They're talking about building a mall on the highway where I am here. That'd be great for us. In 10 years' time, it's not going to be Pattaya, but it's going to be a lot more than it is now. Okay, Temperance Ministry. Pete, we need to talk about Thai guys. If a load of foreign men came to England for women, England lads here would not be pleased, right? What do Thai girls really think of what's going on in Thailand? I've talked to my girlfriend about this. I've talked to her, I've met her friends, and and I've asked the same question, and I've said the same thing. I said, look, if I was not me personally, if a lot of Thai guys flew to England and they were just chasing the girls and they were getting the girls, a lot of English guys, they wouldn't like it. They think, oh, they're just coming over here to get laid and stuff. What do Thai guys think about it? I think deep down, I've got to say it in a very diplomatic way, I think they don't like it in a way because it looks like they favor us because we treat them better or we've got more money or something like that. But Thais being very non-confrontational, I think they just keep their thoughts to themselves, to be honest with you. And I've tried to pin my girlfriend down on this one several times, and her attitude is kind of like, it's up to them. It's up to them what they want to think. She doesn't really get into great detail. I don't think they think the same way. Western, one thing I've learned being with her, Western culture and the way they think and the way we think are completely different. They live for the day. We think of the future in some ways. you know, they're very close family orientated. They kind of give a lot more details. They ask you a lot more questions than we would ask in the West. So a lot of things, some things I can't really get into, but they are very, very different. And one of the problems I've had in my relationship is just getting to understand, you know, even though I've been visiting here, I've never lived with a Thai person. And the first year was very difficult, you know, and still the thing that bugs me the most is she hoards, and I hate it, you know. I open cupboards and stuff literally falls out, and I've sat down with her and I've tried to explain to her, you know, and I have to go out when she goes out. I go around and throw things out, you know. She won't throw anything away, and we've had this conversation over and over and over, and it winds me up. Thai American, couldn't Peter, have you tried Capone's pizza yet? It's amazing. Oh, yeah, I haven't tried it because I'm trying to lose weight, as I might have mentioned, but I will. I haven't heard of anything bad about that. I've heard it's pretty good. Okay, thank you. I'll put that up there. URL Superdroid Bot. Do you also do any other business given your history of running businesses in the past? Well, my income comes from my properties in the UK. I've got 5 small houses that I bought when I was young because I've always worked hard. I left school when I was 15. And I've always had, before I left school, I had 3 jobs. I had and I'm not having you on here. I mean, when I was like 12, 13, I was a paper boy. So I used to get up, deliver papers every morning before school. I used to collect what we called pop bottles. They were, we didn't have Coca-Cola and all that. We had I think it was called Corona. It was in a kind of a big bottle about that size, almost probably about a pint. And you know that glass that has kind of bubbles on it, and people would throw it. A Corona, they did cherryade, lemonade, and all that. And we'd get, I can't remember, just say we got a penny or 5, whatever it was. You get money back for these bottles. So I used to go out and collect them, and I used to sell them. And then the other job I had, we had a council golf course. So it wasn't a private golf course. It was a golf course, but it was run by the local council. And I used to go there, and I used to collect golf balls, you know, bags of golf balls, because you go into the wooded areas and stuff, find hundreds of them. And then the members used to come out after lunchtime, and me and a friend would stand there with these golf balls, 10 pence each, and they'd pick out the best ones. And, you know, that was before I even left school. I left school at 15. First off, I went straight down to a steelworks. I got qualified later on in life because I come from quite a poor family. My father died fairly early, so my mother needed income. You know, I used to give her I used to get £8 a week. I remember, and I used to give her the pay packet, and she'd give me £1 back for cigarettes and whatever. It wasn't easy times back then like it is now. I got qualified for the hotel industry later on, much later on in life, and then I had a career in hotels. But why am I blabbering on about this? It was about income. So when I was very young, I was very frugal with money. I didn't blow it. Yeah, I had nights out and all the rest of it, but I didn't. I've always liked motorbikes. That was my weak passion, having a motorbike. But I always did like a shift and a half or double shifts in the 70s and 80s, early 80s. There was so much work in the UK. You could walk out of one job and into another. And if you wanted to do overtime, and when you're young, you're fit, you want money. I used to do double shifts, and, you know, I was earning fantastic money, and I saved. And eventually when I went back in 2000, I bought some rental properties. And I don't own them, the bank own them, but the business model is, just say you buy it for 100,000, you borrow 80,000. Well, it was 5% we put down then. So say I paid 100. I can't remember what I paid. It was more than that. But just say the house cost 100,000. You put down a £5,000 deposit. You can't do it now. 5,000, because it was a 5% or 2. I can't remember. So you put down 5,000. So you owe 95,000 on that house, but in 20 years' time, it's worth 300,000. But you still only owe 95,000. That's the business model. So that's my main kind of thing that I do. And that's, you know, I've got an agent that runs all that for me, and that's basically where my income comes from. URL Superbot. Do you also do any? Oh, I've just read that, haven't I? I'm hoping that Lusty, I'm hoping that Bangkok Pack gets something more professional. I'm hoping that Bangkok Pack gets something more professional. I'm not sure what you mean by that, because his videos are probably the most professional videos on YouTube for any single vlogger. You know, the research he puts into his videos and the subjects. I've not seen anybody who does videos like him, unless they're properly produced by companies, you know, big TV companies or something like that. But just independent guys like me, him, whoever. No, you know, I mean, the story market now on YouTube is very competitive, URLs droid, okay? And if you don't come up with a kind of almost clickbait title, most people look at my stories as regulars anyway, so they don't really have to be too much. People were saying, well, she couldn't do anything with your passport anyway because hotels keep the passport and all the rest of it. But it's a little bit different, a bar girl having your passport as opposed to a hotel. And as far as people not being able to do anything with a copy of your passport, you can go online, you can order stuff, you can use it for ID, you know, online. There's so many things you could do with it. Scott, no, I don't, as a rule. URL Superbowl. I'll put that up there. If Hua Hin gets more crowded, will you go to more remote locations? No. For the simple reason, I don't live in Hua Hin. I live 8 miles west of Hua Hin. So I've got the best of both worlds. It's 20 minutes to get into the town. I'm in Hua Hin. And where I live, it's actually a Thai village. Lusty, Ben Hart allegedly... get that there. Ben Hart at Integrity Legal is great too. Yeah, I'm subscribed to him because he does have some important information sometimes, but I just find sometimes he does get a little bit excited, doesn't he? Go Guru, believe me, guys, Peter was great with bar girls. They could never pull the wool over his eyes. Peter was always a few steps ahead of them. I'll get the check in the post, Dave. Cheers. All right. Loss, is it? Thanks, Peter. Have you seen the mafia movie Donnie Brasco? One of my favorite movies. Any of those mafia movies, Goodfellas, Casinos, Donnie Brasco, any of those, really, I've watched them all several times. Very good movie, and that's a true story as well. I'm sure you know. TS knockoff time. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be knocking off soon. I'm coming up to 2 hours. Blue Moon have spent 3 months in Thailand and the next 3 months in the UK twice a year since COVID. Always on a 60-day exempt plus 30 days extension. Wondering if I could still apply for the same next month. We don't know at the moment. And this keeps coming up. We don't know. They are going to change it, but they haven't done it yet. Ronald, I don't know about that because if she's taken a photo of his passport, then she's got the details, hasn't she? She's got his passport number, date of birth, all that sort of thing. In theory, you're right, but I think there's some... it could be used as ID on some online platforms for shopping, maybe. It's just not a good idea to give your passport to a bar girl. I mean, some people try to justify it by saying, well, yeah, but, you know, you give it to the hotel when you check into a hotel. But the hotel staff, they take it to fill in the TM30. I mean, what are they going to do with it? They're not going to just start giving away your passport copy, but a bar girl, you know, with your passport details, I wouldn't be comfortable with that. And why would she be doing it? Think about it. What's the reason? What, other than doing something unscrupulous, why would she want your passport copy? She loves you so much she needs your little photograph. Damien, I've been with my Thai partner for nearly 20 years and still struggle with it. Bust up over a pair of jeans, etc. You will never change anything. Just go with the flow. Yeah, I know. And one thing and I'm sure it's the same with you, Damien. One thing I really hate about mine, like we'll argue about something, she'll wind me up, and then when I get to the point where I want to talk about it, she'll say, I know, speak. And that makes me even more angrier. Steve, buy to let, great thing at the time. And you're right when you say at the time, because they just make it so difficult for landlords now. Lusty, working and forging a career in the UK, it's knowing the right people. I think if I was in the UK again, I started all over again. I think what I would do, I would learn a trade like a plumber, electrician, something like that. Because those guys, you know, they're the guys who earn the big money, and they well, not so much now, but a lot of it used to be cash, didn't it? And you know, they give you a price. How much to fix this electrical box? Well, do you need a receipt? Because I'll have to VAT it if I do. If it's cash in my hand, I'll do it for 150. I'll do it for 200. If you want a receipt, it's going to be 200 plus of the VAT. You know, it's going to be 240. And most people say, okay, 200 cash, right? So they're the guys who kind of got away with it. When my ex-wife worked, she worked for a nice jewelry shop. The chain of them, they're called Goldsmiths. And she said, when we used to sell the nice Tug watches and everything, she said it was always builders who came in and bought them, you know, and they always paid cash. I'm nearly done now, guys. I can feel myself getting very, very tired. I'll read out a few more before we go. Not too many more to read, actually. Thai American, it's funny when Western men think they're taking all the Thai women. Very shallow mindset with population of 70 million plus minus 50% females. Good point. Love fruit in Thailand and cheap, says Scott. Tell me about it. I mean, you look in our fridge, you'd think you'd landed in bloody Lotus Fresh. You know, she buys it by the. She doesn't go out and buy 2-3 oranges. She buys a box of oranges. Lusty, good films if you don't mind. Subtitle: City of God. Okay. Thomas Wright, Canada. Good morning, Peter, from a wet Nigeria Falls, Canada. We enjoy little snippets of your younger days. Keep them coming. Okay, thank you. You've seen that younger picture I put up, haven't you? Or did I just put it up in the members area? Oh no, I've deleted it now. I had a picture when I was about very young. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to make this a lot. Well, I've got 3 minutes. Let's keep it going to 2 hours. It's 1 hour 57 now. So we'll do a few more. URL Superbot. I guess the girl thought she will get a lawyer and get some child support if she got pregnant. Morally, the guy should pay, even in Thailand law doesn't enforce it. Okay. I'm starting to feel tired now. Is it really slow in Bangkok and Pattaya tourist spots, as some vlogs say? It's never, you'll get guys who make videos, YouTube videos, and say, oh, I'm in Pattaya now and it's dead. Pattaya is never dead. Bangkok is never dead. They get quiet, they get low season, they get high season. Even in Bangkok in low season, I can notice when restaurants are 25% full. High season, you can't get a seat. I remember I was going to meet Damon one day at 7 o'clock on Soy 8. He said, well, we're going off for dinner. I'll text you when we're done and we'll go for a beer. And he texted me. I got back to my apartment. He says, oh, we might as well have a beer now because we can't get in any of the restaurants. They're all full. Of course, in low season, of course, you're going to walk around Pattaya, Tree Town. There's going to be bars that are absolutely empty, got no one in them, but there'll be bars like the Candy Club down there that'll be packed every night. It's never dead like where there's nobody. Spitting it out now. Steve coming. Catch you later, Peter. Take it easy and get well soon. Thank you, Rachel. Hi, how you doing? Right at the very end, you've come in there. Go Guru. I can't wait to get going with my treasure trove of Thailand stories. Me too, Dave. But let's save the messages for tomorrow because I'm really knackered now. I don't think I could do any more tonight. Honestly, I'm going to switch off and have an early night. Sleep tight, big boys. Okay, very suggestive there. 1 hour 59. I've got to keep it going 1 more minute. Let's have another comment. I've done all the comments. I hope I didn't miss anybody out. Let's celebrate with a nice cool drop of water. I don't know if I can handle a beer. Paul Harrison, my Thai girlfriend is here. Oh, I've lost you. Where are you? I was just reading one out. I had a conversation the other day about rubber. Sleep tight, boys. Let me find that comment. I'll start to read out. There we are. My Thai girlfriend is here in the UK now. She can't believe the prices of fruit. I keep trying to tell my girlfriend, but unless she sees it with her own eyes. Robert, thanks for your time. Take care. Thanks for coming into the stream, Robert. Damien, thanks for a great stream. As normal, Peter, get better soon. Hit the thumbs on the way out, guys. Thank you, Damien. Vid, always good to have the Peter live stream on the weekends. Thanks a lot. Get well. Thanks very much, Vid. Ronald, interviewing British business owners in Hua Hin would make interesting subjects. A lot of them don't want to be on camera, Ronald. I know a few guys who've got bars and restaurants and stuff, and I said, that would make a great story. I know a bunch of guys who I'd love to interview. There's very few of them who say yeah, because I don't know. I get the feeling like some of them have kind of run away from stuff in the UK, come out here and reinvented themselves. I mean, there was one guy who owns a bar, and he said, oh, you can come here and video. And I said, well, it'll only be interesting if I can sit down with you and you can tell me your story, how you ended up out here, how you started the bar. And he's like, oh, no, I don't want to be on camera. And I said, well, it's not worth doing it then because it's just another bar, isn't it? I'd like to do it, Ronald, believe me, but it's just getting the people to agree. I had Paul. Paul was a good interview. Remember Paul from the Klansman? That was a good one. It's up to you. I'm a bit late. You're very late because I'm just about to finish. It's up to you. I've been going for 2 hours. If you've come in very, very late, once again, I do apologize. There's no member stream tonight. I'm on antibiotics. I'm feeling very, very tired. I don't think I can go on for 3 hours. I've just been my body's run down and I've been very, very tired today. I've managed to keep this one going for 2 hours, but we'll be back on schedule for the next one. I hope you'll stick with me and not think too badly of me, as it were. Lusty, the orphanage in Pattaya is full of bar girl children, so it's selfish to add to the problem. Okay. TS having a Chang. Pat Thai, hello, handsome man. How you doing? It's up to you. Just being Huntsman, £24 fish and chips. Hunstanton, okay, yeah. Smash the like button. Thank you, Robert. Gogo Guru, get well soon, big boy. Rachel, have you saw White Lotus Thailand season? I haven't seen it, but that's boosted the economy of wherever that's supposed to be located, because a lot of people have watched it on TV and they've booked a holiday to go to that location, wherever it is. Because I've got it, haven't I? I live it already. Okay, PPL, run away from the past. Right, okay. Guys, I'm gonna say goodnight to you now. I'm starting to feel it on my eyes. I'm getting really tired. Thanks for joining me tonight. Again, apologies to any members who are going to miss the member stream tonight. Next scheduled stream is next Saturday, 2 p.m. Thai time. Have a good week, whatever you're doing. Thanks for everybody who contributed in the super chats as well. And thanks for David for joining us tonight. Gogo Guru, that is David. And I'll catch you real soon. Thanks, guys. All I wanna